And we should be live. Hey, Hypnotic! Hopefully the mic isn't doing the thing. The thing. I'm actually kind of on time for a stream. Oh my gosh. Let me check to make sure my boy's working. Yes, I understand what that says. My boy's working. Just some true crime. I'm gonna be eating food, so it's gonna be crunchy stuff, because food tonight is some kind of vegan chicken salad sandwich and chips. I had sandwich and chips at work for my lunch, and I come home and I'm having sandwich and chip for my dinner. Sandwich and chip. It's not bad looking dinner, it's just I had sandwich already. I literally had almost the same thing. Arguably better because it was a tomato sandwich. I fucking love tomato sandwiches in the summer. That shit fucking hits. I survived work though, even though it was really testing me. The first half of the day was boring, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it got so fucking busy. Had to close customer service and the money area. Coworker called in. And then I ended up having to hop on the register. I ended up not actually getting my full last break because of that. Why would you put tofu with a Caesar salad? Ew. Yeah, that's kind of disgusting. If you're going to have Caesar salad and you're going to have like a vegan or vegetarian protein on it, it has to be something soy. Something soy that isn't tofu. Like soy curls or seitan is also really good because the texture is there too. As long as it's seasoned correctly, that's for sure. Tofu is just, yeah, I wouldn't have tofu with that. Tofu is good, don't get me wrong, and it's good for some salads. I would not pick Caesar salad. A lot of my favorite salads don't have tofu, they have soy curls in them, which have a different texture. You can soak them in different broths and spices to marinate them, to give them specific flavors, and then you can also saute them to give them other textures on the outside. Tofu sucks and is awesome because it's one of those things where I feel like it has to be prepared by someone who knows how to prepare tofu, or else it's fucking disgusting too. Which I don't think helps. A lot of people prejudge tofu because they've never had, like, well-made tofu. There's professional places that make tofu, and it's fucking ass. And I'm like, how do you not know how to make tofu? Easiest, laziest way for me to make tofu is, or that our family does tofu, is you take a block of tofu, you press it, you want to get as much of the liquid out as possible. You can use it, you can do it the ghetto way and put, like, whatever your kitchen cloths are on the top and bottom of it, and then literally just put something heavy, like a pan or something else on top of it, let it sit for a few minutes, and cut it into strips. Put whatever kind of sauce you want on it / seasoning. We usually either do barbecue sauce, or we do panko breadcrumbs, a little bit of flour, a little bit of nutritional yeast, salt and pepper, and then whatever spices we're feeling. Toss it in whatever you're doing, and then you can either bake it at a low temperature. If you're doing barbecue tofu, low temperature in the oven. That shit fucking busting. That on some bread, amazing barbecue sandwich. Ghetto tofu. Well, because you can get tofu presses, but them shits are dumb and expensive and a waste of space. You can literally just press tofu. Like, you don't need a gadget for that. You take a pan, you put it on top of a block of tofu with something to absorb the liquid. Look, you did it. You made a tofu press. That's all it's doing, brother. But yeah, barbecue tofu in the summertime is like my favorite thing. And you could throw it on the grill instead of just cooking it low and slow. And that's also really good because it gets like a char on it. Hi, Miss Wicked! No, tofu on pizza is fucking disgusting. I have tried that once for science. Never again. Now, vegan pepperoni, certain brands, hell yeah. Vegan bacon, if it's pre-cooked especially, because then you have the extra crisp to it. So good! Nice, Miss Wicked. I didn't cave and get a grill this year because I'm trying to be more responsible with my money to a certain degree, even though shit happens. But I would like to get a grill maybe next year. I do like grilling veg. It's like corn, grilled corn hits different, bro. So yeah, we're just gonna watch true crime and kind of react to it. I'm gonna eat food, and then after I'm done eating food, I do have to wrap presents. So I figured I could go ahead and get those both done at the same time. So you might hear present ASMR at some point, and you're definitely going to hear at least Chip ASMR. Oh, that's awesome. Wait, you not use it? Y'all need to fucking break that shit in. Y'all need to do that. Yeah, the last grill my family had, it was a lower end. It was a cheaper grill, which there's nothing wrong with that. But the problem is my family left the grill outside in fucking New York weather all year round, and it fucking died. I'm like, yeah, you need to pull that in, and no one did. If I buy a grill, it means I'm going to have to manually pull it in and out of the house, but I'm not letting it fucking die because people don't want to do shit. It makes me wish we had, like, a garage or, like a shed or something, but we don't. Not enough room in the fucking, in the ghetto for it. Yeah, that just doesn't taste, it doesn't sound like it tastes good. That is not a combo I would enjoy. Like, ew. Ew. Pretend you're younger, just pick out the tofu. You don't need that protein, it's fine. I have a few different videos that we could queue up and I have saved ahead of time. Blackstone or Pit Boss? What? Blackstone. We have, let's see, I think we're going to start off with 5 disturbing recordings left by missing persons, just because I find it kind of intriguing, and I can always Google search the people, if they actually share names and details, like I feel like they should, and we can even, like, if the video doesn't, I can look at it and be like, whoa, what happened there? Entertainment. And then we'll move to an actual, like, true crime. Like, this is true crime, don't get me wrong, but, like, one that's actually focused on a case. Let me see. Let's do... Where you at? There you go. For what reason it entertains me. Yeah. Yeah. It'd be like that sometimes. Should be able to do this. And then let's try this. Testing, testing. Ow, it works. Alright. 5 disturbing recordings left by missing persons. And I'm gonna eat food and we're gonna watch this. Let me make sure desktop audio is on. OBS has slightly changed the overlay, and I don't know if I'm into it. It's just different enough that it throws me. You guys gotta tell me if it's too quiet or too loud. Spooky. Oh, actually, you know what? We'll do this. To probably match the, where's it at? There you go. We'll do that to kind of match the vibe. A little darker background.
On July 29th, 2008, a mother of 2 named Susan Powell recorded a video where she documented the assets in her home in Utah, just in case, in her own words, something happened to her.
Hey, Loki, human.
This is me. July 29th, 2008. It is 12:33 Mountain Time. Covering
I'm not
all
sure
my
if we've
bases,
seen this one on our
making
previous
sure
true
that if
crime,
something
but I've
happens
definitely
to
seen
me
this
or
one
my
before.
family or all of us, that our assets are documented.
Oh no.
Hope everything
I don't want to do
works out
anything
and we're all
involving
happy
Christian
and
ever.
live happily ever after as much as that's possible.
The video was made on her attorney's advice, who feared that Susan's husband Josh might attempt to sell some of her
This was
most
so
expensive
fucked up.
assets.
I remember this
In the
case.
years leading
Again, I
up to
don't
the
know if
now
we did it in
infamous
true
video's
crime.
recording, the couple's marriage had been under a lot of strain, and during the recording, Susan lets on that things had been everything but peaceful between her and Josh over the past few years.
This is all stuff bought in a year or less through Home Depot on my credit.
God bless.
Josh bought a lot of stuff and then he had to bankrupt it. And then he bought a little bit more on my credit. There's a nice lamp. These are things to roll wood with. And I had necklaces too. I don't know where those are. I just got in a rage, as you can see, and broke this. There's duds and pearls and opals in there. Broke this and threw all my DVDs and made a mess. Because he was angry at me about a year or two back.
Although Susan had been seeing a divorce attorney to look into the possibility of leaving her husband, they were still living together in 2009, almost a year and a half after the video was recorded.
Bumper sticker.
On the morning of December 6th of that year, Susan went to church with her two boys, after which a neighbor went to visit her, leaving her house at about 5 p.m. That night, Josh allegedly took the couple's two boys, Charlie and Braden Powell, on a camping trip in the middle of the night in blizzard conditions to a campsite on the Pony Express Trail. According to Josh, Susan stayed home because she was tired. The story goes that the next day, Susan's family and friends reported her missing when her two boys weren't dropped off at daycare. When Josh came back from the supposed camping trip with his sons, he said that when he had left the previous evening, his wife had been sleeping peacefully at home and that he had no idea what could have happened to her. After searching the couple's house in Utah, police found no signs of foul play, but things continued to get stranger as the investigation continued. Inside Susan's safe deposit box at the bank where she worked, the cops found a handwritten will and testament in which Susan alleged that Josh had taken out a $1 million life insurance policy on her a few weeks prior.
Bad was gonna happen.
Disturbingly, she also wrote, "If I die, it may not be an accident."
Like she
About 10 days after she mysteriously disappeared, the authorities also found that Josh had filed paperwork to withdraw money from her retirement account.
If I remember correctly, and I could be wrong, if I remember correctly, she had a journal that also had like entries that were just kind of sad because she wanted this to work. She wanted the marriage. The vibe that it gave me, from what I remember from this case, is she was raised in an environment where, which I guess a lot of people, especially in the U.S., are. I can't speak for anywhere else, where it's when you get married, it's expected that marriage is gonna last. That divorce is not an option. That's very much the vibe. Like she wanted things to work. I think towards the end of it, like towards her actual death, she was taking steps to try to get a divorce because she recognized that stuff was getting fucked. But like up until then, it was so sad because like everything that I remember seeing involving like how family members were talking about her in the months leading up to it happening and all that was that she was actually like trying. she was trying to make things work and it just very, very much was not working. And it's so sad.
And he was officially declared a person of interest in the case.
Leave. If it's
Suspiciously,
possible,
Susan's family and friends reported that during the search efforts, Josh never seemed to show a genuine interest in finding his wife.
It sucks. It's gotta suck.
But despite the mountain of evidence stacked against him, Josh Powell was never formally charged in his wife's disappearance. During the investigation, the cops questioned the couple's two sons, but it was hard to get any solid information out of them on account of their age. Even though they mentioned that Josh had taken Susan with them on their camping trip on the night of the disappearance, they also made outlandish claims, including allegations that they had arrived at the campsite by airplane. This made it impossible to use their statements as evidence that Josh was responsible for his wife's disappearance. Shortly after, Josh and his two sons moved back to their home state of Washington, but the authorities soon determined it wasn't safe for Braden and Charlie to be living with their father in the middle of the investigation, and Josh lost custody of the boys.
And for the
this
boys,
is where things get extremely disturbing. On February 5th, 2012, more than 2 years after Susan's disappearance, a state caseworker brought the two boys to Josh's house for what was supposed to be a supervised visit.
Oh yeah, no, I
Immediately upon their arrival, Josh locked the social worker out of the house and took the lives of both his children and himself by setting the house on fire with gasoline.
So a mom mysteriously disappears after ridiculous life insurance policy is put out. But there's no like direct proof because of how it happened. So the police are basically doing what they can to try to put together a case. For some reason, not for some reason, it's because he's the other parent. He gets supervised visitation and shit gets worse. And he ends up doing all this. And it's just like, God damn it. And it's sad because it's one of those cases where, again, if you look at how she was behaving like right beforehand, and what she was doing right beforehand, it feels like there were plenty of signs, but that could also just be the retrospect of us knowing what happened now. Like, I could see in the moment as a friend definitely being concerned for her, but maybe not thinking that he would do something quite that outlandish.
If his behavior during the initial phases of the investigation was suspicious, the unspeakable crimes Josh committed on that day in 2012 were about as clear of an admission of guilt as you can get in a case like this. In the aftermath of the tragic incident, the cops started looking into Josh's brother and father, who they suspected knew more about the case than they were letting on. Even though they had solid evidence to suggest Michael, Josh's brother, had helped him conceal Susan's body, the case reached a dead end when Michael also took his own life in 2013. More than a decade later, Susan's dad won a lawsuit against Washington State for nearly $100 million on grounds of negligence and failure to protect the 2 children who were supposed to be in the state's custody, a big chunk of which he gave to a charity to support domestic violence survivors.
And I feel so bad for the remaining,
Almost 15 years after her disappearance and murder of her 2 children, people still gather in Susan's hometown of Puyallup, Washington every year to pay their respects and honor her memory. The last video Susan made documenting her assets received a lot more attention after everything had happened. With hindsight, the video is portrayed in a much more disturbing light. Susan saying things like, "I'm recording this just in case anything happens," makes you wonder if she knew her husband could do something this horrible as she was filming. Over the years, Susan's father has been alerted of possible locations where his daughter's remains might be buried, including abandoned mines in Utah and other isolated locations.
I don't think they found her
Sadly,
body,
every lead has turned out to be a false alarm, and it's very unlikely that Susan's remains will ever be found.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think she's still technically classified as a missing person, which is so fucking sad. So I'm gonna share this. This has like a lot of like all the most of the compiled information about this case. If you're interested, there's a lot of like twists and turns in it. There's a lot of shit that happened. Of course, it was over a lot of time. For those of you curious, maybe you're curious. They didn't mention that, did they? I don't know if they mentioned that. There's more people who committed endgame on the father's side of the family. Which to me, again, just screams guilt. It screams you didn't want the world to know what your son did to his wife and to his... Well, I mean, we know what he did to his children. But, like, motherfucker, to me, I'm sorry. You're not saying that he did it, but with your own actions, to me, that is a pretty big admittance of guilt. Why else would you endgame yourself? Like, come on now. Come on now. You're not protecting anything. Everyone still thinks your son is a monster. I don't get that. Oh, yeah, this is what I remember. Okay, so I don't think this said in the video just now, but in early 2022, a cave exploration crew led by Diesel Brothers personalities Dave Sparks took up the challenge of searching a mine shaft in the Utah desert in search of Susan's remains. The team discovered several rib bones, possible human vertebrae, scraps of clothing, and other possible evidence of human remains in the mine shaft. The remains were sent to a lab with DNA tests concluding that none of the bones belonged to Powell, but were instead animal remains. That's what I remember from the thing. Pants recovered with the bones tested positive for male DNA, and the family is trying to identify the man. So yeah, unfortunately, everyone just assumes she's somewhere in that area, like either within the mines or the like woods in that area. Somewhere. She was just stashed somewhere. There's a lot of weird random like evidence that pointed towards the brother helping, at least the brother, and I think some of it pointed towards the father, but it was mostly towards the brother helping the husband/father hide the body. It's fucked. It's very fucked. That whole case is sad.
Amber Tucaro was a 20-year-old Canadian First Nations woman from Fort McMurray, Alberta. In August of 2012, she flew from Alberta to Edmonton International Airport and booked a hotel room with her 1-year-old son and a female friend for a short vacation. That night, she got excited about the trip and decided to hitchhike into the city by herself, after which she was never seen again. When Amber didn't return to the hotel the next day, her friend called her mother, who immediately called the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. Soon after, Amber was declared a missing person. The authorities dug into her phone records and found that she had received a phone call while she was in the company of an unidentified man.
Oh shit.
The recording is pretty unsettling, especially since it marked the last time she was ever heard alive.
Remind me of anything. I don't know if I've heard
Where
of this
are
one.
we by?
We're just heading south of Beaumont, or north of Beaumont.
We're heading north of Beaumont. Yo, where are we going?
Oh my god. Guys, this is your reminder. I don't care where the fuck you are. Don't hitchhike alone, and if you are, take security measures because there is a chance something really horrible will happen. It sucks. I feel like as humanity, we should already know this. This should already be a lesson learned. There's so much shit that happened with hitchhikers. Like, it was a normal thing to hitchhike way back in the day, and it just stopped being a thing because a lot of motherfuckers went missing or things happened. Like, don't. Don't do it.
No,
and it's so sad because this is disturbing recordings left by missing persons. I'm gonna guess they haven't found her body either. So like, she did the best that she could. This is probably the smartest thing you could do in this situation is jump on some type of phone line that you know is recorded, so that way you have evidence of like the voice of the person that was with you last and where you think you were trying to orient yourself or something. But I'm going to assume that her body wasn't found, so I'm going to assume the guy was probably not found. Or if he was found, he didn't actually, like, serve anything for it. It's also harder to convict when, at least in the U.S., when you don't have a body. Because there's also the argument that she's not dead, she just ran off because she's an adult and she decided she's going to run off. Like, it sucks, but...
50th Street.
50th Street, are you sure?
Absolutely.
Yo, where are we going?
50th Street.
50th Street?
Yeah, I don't like this chicken salad sandwich. I don't like whatever was used to make the fake chicken. Texturally, I can't fucking eat that. Huh?
In the recording, a male driver can be heard...
I don't know if it's going to be on here because I don't think the bodies for the girls were ever found, but there's a case that I remember in particular that, like... I will be on my deathbed and I will remember this fucking case. It's so goddamn... The first time I heard about it in either a documentary or like a podcast, but it was a podcast that was a documentary, so it laid out like all the facts and stuff. And it genuinely made me tear up because this girl did everything she fucking could. If I remember correctly, it was two girls. They were taking a shortcut from school, and it involved it being by some train tracks. Some mysterious dude, I guess, walked up to them or started initiating conversation with them, and one of them was smart enough to pull out their cell phone and take pictures of the dude. He was never found. They went missing. I think one of their bodies was found. And I'm just like, that's the saddest thing ever. Because, like, as a child, they were smart enough to literally get pictures. And that didn't do anything to help them. Like, how fucking depressing. That's so fucked. Also, hi, zombie.
Reassuring Amber that they're heading where she wants to go, but she doesn't seem to be buying the story and is obviously pretty distressed. On August 28th, the cops released the phone conversation, but they didn't officially start investigating the disappearance until well after a month after Amber was reported missing.
Okay, so if it was done with seitan, or if it was done with literally any other protein, even tofu, I would be fine. Oh no, mom, keep trying new dishes and gets angry if you don't all love it. Like I said, and you can reiterate that's mom if she says anything. It's not that I don't like the actual dish, I just don't like the protein. It's a textural thing. I had to finish what I was watching before stream. I came on early, like 10 minutes, less than 10 minutes early. Man, shut the fuck up.
Sadly, when Amber's mother pressured the cops to do something and help her find their daughter, they dismissed her and told her that Amber was probably just out partying and would turn up soon. Tragically, on September 1st, 2012, just 4 days after the audio from the eerie conversation was released...
That's where it sucks, though, like I said, for missing persons cases. Because if you're an adult, they don't take it as seriously because they're like, oh, well, they could have just decided to fuck off. They're an adult, and it's like, huh? Huh? You what?
The remains of Amber's body were found on a rural property near Leduc County by a group of horseback riders. One of the most frustrating aspects of this case is how unprofessionally the disappearance was handled.
Oh god, the audio's doing the thing.
Just 1 month of searching.
Audio's doing... Give me a second. Audio's doing the thing. And to make sure you guys can actually hear the desktop. I don't know why it's doing this. Man, shut the fuck up. Yo, guys, I paused and I, like, turned away from the mic because I could hear the rain. It's raining! God bless! I love the rain. I love to rain.
The 1st, 2012, just 4 days after the audio from the eerie conversation was released, the remains of Amber's body were found on a rural property near Leduc County by a group of horseback riders.
It was a little spicy.
One of the most frustrating aspects of this case is how unprofessionally the disappearance was handled by the Canadian police. After just 1 month of searching, Amber was taken off missing persons list based on a series of suspicious, unconfirmed, and anonymous sightings in Edmonton, and it took her mother an entire month to get her back on the list.
I can't eat this. Like I said, literally,
by the time she was...
that's it. Sorry, guys. I know this is kind of... If it was that same exact recipe, but you just subbed out the protein, like, I think even garbanzo beans would have worked, honestly, as a protein there. I can't with the texture of that. What was it, jackfruit?
No, it's a new type of meat.
Oh, I don't like it. I don't know where Mom got it, but I don't like it.
I don't know.
Ultimately, I think seitan would be best for that texture-wise, because it's supposed to be mimicking chicken. But, like, I feel like you could even do chickpeas and it'd be fine.
Put back on the list by the negligent cops who made the unforgivable mistake. Her property, which could have been used as evidence, had already been accidentally destroyed after it was recovered from her hotel.
Like that would
Over the years, a few women have come forward claiming to know the identity of the man in the recording, with all of them accusing the same man. The authorities say they've looked into him, but he wasn't declared a person of interest. A few years ago, another man came forward and claimed that the man in the recording was his father, an American citizen with no legal standing in Canada who had been living on a ranch in the greater Edmonton area. If the man's testimony is to be believed, his father is also responsible for several other mysterious disappearances and deaths that have taken place in the area over the last...
This man is just kidnapping individuals? And his son... What kind of relationship do you have with your son? I'm assuming not any type of relationship where your son calls the police and is like... I think that my dad was the one that kidnapped and probably murdered that girl. Also, he probably has kidnapped and murdered others. What the fuck? Wait, hold up. Excuse me.
Last few years. One of the most disturbing aspects in the recording is the audible dishonesty in the man's voice, which is pretty much clear as day when Amber asks if he's sure they're going into the city, and he responds with an extremely fake, absolutely.
I'm gonna have peanut butter sandwich crackers.
It's also pretty messed up how the cops handled the case from start to finish, and many people suspect the cause of the unprofessional management of the case was just straight up racism against the indigenous woman. Hopefully, we'll someday have an explanation for what happened that night to Amber Tuccaro. But for now, the case remains a pretty disturbing mystery.
Peanut butter cracker sandwiches are vegan.
In late 2014, a YouTuber named Kenny Veach commented under the username SnakeBitMcGee on a video titled Area 51.
There ain't no goddamn way. What?
I saw one of those done with cheese crackers.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's a normal thing. I know that you're, like, you grew up vegan, so you don't understand certain things. That's a normal thing. A lot of people, or a lot of kids in the U.S. would have either peanut butter sandwich, cracker sandwiches, or the cheese cracker sandwiches in their lunchbox when they went to school. A lot of children that that were my friends at the time that weren't homeschooled, that would be a part of their school lunches randomly. Because they could just bring it into school. Yeah.
Cheese and peanut butter would be good together.
Oh, what the fuck? No. No, I mean, like, they wouldn't necessarily think of that because it's a weird... The pre-made, like, cracker sandwiches and a lot of other, like, convenience-type foods are not normal staple foods in my household. Like, they're not usually gotten at all. I've gotten lazy, and I also try to plan for, like, when my stomach is being dumb and I can't have breakfast in the morning and I don't want to pass out at work. So I look for snacks that are vegan, that are smaller, that I can have in my pocket and just randomly pop in my mouth. And the peanut butter crackers are one of them. Peanut butter crackers and granola bars are like my staple when I'm having issues with eating. Get milk right now. Okay, did you say Area 51?
Secret alternative energy. The comment read,
"What the fuck?
That ain't nothing. I am a long-distance hiker. One time during one of my hikes out by Nellis Air Force Base, I found a hidden cave. The entrance to the cave was shaped like a perfect capital M. I always enter every cave I find, but as I began to enter this particular cave, my whole body began to vibrate. The closer I got to the cave entrance, the worse the vibrating became. Suddenly, I became very scared.
There are milk alternatives, dog, and I thought you were lactose intolerant. That's the vibe you give. You are honestly the worst, if that's the case.
How do you get a lactose?
So many motherfuckers are lactose intolerant and insist they have to take in milk. I'm just like, what is wrong with you?
One YouTube channel, I watch their shorts.
I don't get it. I don't understand it. If it fucks you up, why do you consistently... Man, just have fucking soy milk or fucking almond milk. There's like a ton of different alternatives. And there's like barely a difference.
One of the YouTube channels,
Like, Jesus Christ.
I'll randomly watch. Literally, his only thing is he makes grilled cheese. He makes weird grilled cheeses. He is apparently very lactose intolerant. Doesn't use any substitute.
Because they sell like meds to help with it, but like I feel like that's shooting yourself in the foot and then bandaging it up afterwards. Like, what pleasure are you getting out of that?
You think someone allergic to peanut butter taking a spoonful and then pat himself with an EpiPen?
No, that's like someone with an allergy to peanut butter taking some on his finger and just like, and then having to take meds. I don't get it, man. I don't. You do you. You're a person. You have your own choices and stuff. Like, I don't get it. I don't.
Scared and hightailed it out of there. That was one of the strangest things that ever happened to me.
The answer is either government
As you can imagine, Kenny's comment immediately caught a lot of people's attention. Some people called Kenny a liar, while others encouraged him to find the cave again and record his findings. And so he agreed to do just that. On October 18th of that year, Kenny uploaded a video of his long-distance hike in the Nevada desert in which he attempted to find the cave for a second time.
Naturally.
Well, here I am.
Man got kidnapped by
On
fucking government
hike.
lizard people.
Up here in the mountains north of...
He came too close to discovering the
Las
actual
Vegas.
aliens.
This is the,
Dude, if
this
I
is a
lived in
canyon.
Las
I just
Vegas
walked
or
up
in
and
certain
you
areas, I
can't
would
tell,
want to. I
but
would
my
get in
truck
trouble because I would want
way
to
out
explore
there
certain
by
areas that
the
you're either not supposed
mountains
to
at the
explore or
very
it's
end
just
of this
dangerous, and I'm
mountain.
a dumb fuck.
At the
so
beginning
I
of the
just
video,
die.
Kenny stands at the top of an abandoned mine shaft and gives his viewers an introduction into the monstrous hike that lies ahead of him that day. As the day goes on, he continues to record what he sees as he travels through the Mojave Desert trying to locate the cave again.
Mojave Desert.
There's some interesting stuff coming up here. Look, see those? Look at that. Kind of. Right there.
I would like
That's
to go
kinda
to Las
cool.
Vegas. I would like to go to each state, honestly. I'd love
All right,
to
I'm
do
gonna
like a
turn
little
it off
tour of
and then
the
I'll turn
U.S.
it back on here. Look at that. That's pretty cool right there.
It's like that's feasible, somewhat feasible travel for me.
Huh.
It's way less impossible than going to like Japan or something, because I would love to
Alright,
eventually
off
do
with the
that.
camera.
But that shit ain't happening anytime soon.
That was
I
the
need
end
to
of the
marry
video
someone
Kenny
rich or
posted.
win the lottery.
Because he failed to
That
find the
happened.
cave the second time
War.
through, a lot of his
War
viewers
never
criticized
changes.
him pretty brutally, calling him a fraud and pressuring him into trying to find the cave for a third time. In a sea of comments provoking Kenny, a user named Lenny
Nice.
Kilmister made a particularly disturbing and ominous comment that read, "No, do not go back there. If you find that cave entrance, don't go in. You won't get out." Still, on November 10th of that year, Kenny told his family he was going on an overnight hiking trip, and he set off by himself for the third time to find the mysterious M Cave in the Mojave Desert.
Also, part of me questions things, right? Nice. I'm actually slightly envious of you, Zombie, because you do so much travel so often. It's fucking crazy. It's awesome, and I'm happy for you, but, like, goddamn. What was I gonna say? Oh, part of me wonders when you look at, like, big areas like the Mojave Desert and stuff with the mines and everything. Part of me just wonders if I could just, like, see statistics of an area. I would love to know how many bodies are undiscovered in that area. Either undiscovered because they're bodies that have been hidden because it's a good place to hide bodies, or they're stupid people who went into mines and died because they weren't they weren't prepared for it. Nice, let's go.
One of the hottest and driest regions in the world. That was the last
What the
time he
fuck?
was ever seen. On November 22nd, 2014, 12 days after he set off on his search for the M Cave, a group of search and rescue volunteers found Kenny's phone lying at the top of the same mine shaft he had pointed out in his M Cave video.
Oh,
Unfortunately, after his phone was located, the case went cold, and Kenny's
Was there
body
anything
was
on his
never
phone?
found. After the mysterious disappearance, people started
Is there like, was there any video or anything on his phone? I don't know how he did his recordings, but like, I feel like there would be something there.
Coming up with all sorts of theories to explain what could have happened to Kenny.
Obviously,
with most people claiming that he had either fallen down the abandoned mine shaft or died of overexposure. Some of the more outlandish theories reported that Kenny could have witnessed a crime out in the middle of the desert and had to be silenced, or then found a secret military base and was eliminated by the government.
Oh.
However, a few months after his disappearance, a comment on the original video made by a woman named Sharon Pilgrim shed light on an entirely new possibility.
Wait, what? Okay, so again, you have to take that with a fucking grain of salt. It's the fucking internet. You know how easy it would be to find a bitch's photos and make a fake account? Like, if this isn't fake. I am the girlfriend that Kenny spoke of in the video. There are so many posts. I had no idea until a friend let me know. So many people are wondering what happened and guessing different things. You are heartfelt about the sadness around what happened with Kenny. He has not been found, and I feel that he probably will not be found for many, many months, if ever. I want to share what I know and feel about what happened so that you might bring some closure and understanding in your own lives. Kenny absolutely loved hiking the desert. It was his very favorite thing to do.
That Kenny had taken his own life. The comment read, "I am the girlfriend that Kenny spoke of in the video.
That's fair.
Kenny has not been found, and I feel that he probably will not be found for many, many months, if ever.
Okay.
I want you to know that I do not think Kenny had an accident. I believe he took his life. He battled with depression for many years and would not take medication or see a doctor. He quit his job a little more than a year before he disappeared." In response to his phone being found at the mine shaft, Sharon then added, "The mine shaft was about a 4-hour hike from his car. It is my feeling that he left it behind so that he could not be tracked from the GPS in it. He also did not take his video camera with him on this solo hike.
Oh my god.
It was left in his home, so
that
he had
is
no
a
intention of filming
hardcore fucking way to kill yourself if you're just gonna wander off and let, like, the wilderness kill you. Like, overexposure and shit. That's crazy. Out of all the ways to fucking endgame yourself, that is not on the top of the list for me.
anything. I am healing from my loss and look forward to new experiences with desert hiking, camping, and taking beautiful pictures of our desert.
Along.
Enjoy your adventures of life, and thank you for the kind, loving comments sent my way."
Well, that's fucking
Even though
sad.
the woman's comment seems pretty genuine and brings light to the very real possibility.
And okay, this is also, to be fair, we don't know if this is actually her. It is the internet. People lie. And this could be someone lying. But it feels like it's a lot to just lie about that in particular. Like, why would you go out of your way to do that? I don't know. Let's see. I want to actually read the comment. Let's see. Where did I leave off? Let's see. He's not been found. He probably said, "I want to share with you so that you might come to glory." Kenny absolutely loved hiking in the desert. It was his very, very favorite thing to do. We hiked and camped together all over the Nevada desert, sometimes 9 hours in a day. We found many abandoned mining towns, usually referred to as ghost towns by Nevada hikers. We explored many caves and mine shafts. We were always careful how we explored them, but Kenny was a bit more daring than I was. We wore snake guards, sun-protected clothing, used walking sticks, brought enough water and food for hiking hours, and had extra water food in the car. He rarely drank all his water. We took wonderful pictures and all sorts of things we saw: rusted cars, old falling down buildings, cemeteries, mines, wild animals, tarantulas, scorpions, trees, cacti, and flowers. Our deserts are beautiful if you have a love for deserts. They are not spooky scary, but you do have to be careful of the terrain and, of course, bring enough water and food. We always were excited when we saw desert wildlife like the big horned sheep in the video. They are stunningly beautiful to see in person in our desert. We would stand quietly still to watch them as long as possible. I was so very excited to see the one he filmed in this video. I want you to know that I do not think Kenny had an accident. I believe he committed endgame. He battled depression for many years and would not take medication or see a doctor. He quit his job, which we know about. He wanted to see if he could sell his inventions and do what he called cowboy interior design for homes. Bro, that sounds awesome! He bought his first home 5 years ago and had an amazing ability of decorating in this style. He was not successful in getting a business going and was running out of money after a year of not working. He no longer wanted to work in a job for someone else, and as his money decreased, he became more and more depressed. He really did not look for another job. In early October, so with seeing his depression increase, I said to him, "You aren't going to pull Robin Williams on me, are you?" That's so fucking sad, dude. This is when he opened up more about his depression and his thoughts, much of his life about suicide. His father committed suicide. Aww. When I asked him the question, he answered me with, "If I decide to do it, you'll be okay because you are good at the law of allowing. He asked me what I would think of him if he did it. He also said he decided to do it. If he decided to do it, no one will ever find me. It would be easy to do something like this in our desert with a number of natural caves and mines. He could hike many miles in a day, so there's no telling where or how far he could have hiked during his 3-day, 2-night solo hike. Oh. Over 30 search and rescue team members searched 3 different times on foot. One helicopter flyover was done. There was no trace. They found his car in the area I told him it would be. They did find his cell phone by the mine shafts. Oh, that's so sad.
That Kenny took his own life.
So sad.
The case still doesn't have a solid conclusion. Over the years, several other YouTubers have found caves in the same area Kenny was hiking in that almost perfectly resemble the letter M.
If that's real,
and recently,
that's
one of them even had a danger restricted area sign put up next to his entrance.
Can we just say, like, just the fucking, you're not gonna pull a, like, damn, brother. Damn. To have, like, a conversation, even just, like, to ask that question. That fucking, oh. I would be so fucking scared as that person's partner, bro. Like, don't do something stupid,
even though it's
please.
Possible that Kenny took his own life in the desert, his disappearance has still left more questions than answers.
Man,
on September 8th, 2015, a man named Tim from Mountains View, Minnesota contacted the police and told them his friend, 32-year-old Henry McCabe, a Liberian immigrant and auditor for the Department of Revenue, had gone missing. As per Tim's testimony, Henry had been at a barbecue hosted by a friend named Emmanuel earlier that day and had left to go to a nightclub at around 11 p.m. After following up with the 2 acquaintances who had been with Henry at the club on the night of the disappearance, the cops realized they had a pretty complicated case on their hands. According to the 2 friends who had been with Henry at the C'est La Vie nightclub in Spring Lake that night, Henry had been drinking pretty heavily, and upon leaving the club at around 2 a.m., he allegedly asked William, one of the acquaintances he was with, to drop him off at a gas station nearby. After getting dropped off by William, who thought it was strange that Henry rejected his offer to drop him off at his house instead of a random gas station, Henry called his wife a little after 2:20 a.m. According to his wife, Henry sounded pretty delirious on the call, and near the end of the conversation, she called one of Henry's friends to ask him to go get her husband. Even though the friend didn't answer the call, the last 2 minutes of the conversation between Henry and his wife were recorded by the friend's voicemail, and the content of the conversation is pretty disturbing.
I didn't! Shit! I'll look after stream. Huh? Mom randomly pops into my stream, and I just want to avoid anything being spoiled. It's small gifts, but I feel like it's stuff she'd enjoy. I got her and I matching shirts to surprise her with in the morning, and then I was going to give her gifts, and then midday we're going to be... I'm ignoring this, I'm so sorry. I'm going to rewind it. And then midday we're going to be
dropped off by William, who thought it was strange that Henry rejected his offer to drop him off at his house instead of a random gas station. Henry called his wife a little after 2:20 a.m.
that was weird. I need more context.
According to his wife, Henry sounded pretty delirious on the call, and near the end of the conversation, she called one of Henry's friends to ask him to go get her husband. Even though the friend didn't answer the call, the last 2 minutes of the conversation between Henry and his wife were recorded by the friend's voicemail, and the content of the conversation is pretty disturbing.
What the fuck? Okay. Oh god, I have no ideas. I don't want to know something too much. I can't make out what's actually being said. Jesus fucking Christ. What the fuck is happening? That sounded like please help me. But like that could be anything. I'm not hearing coherent words. What the fuck?
It's almost impossible to make out any of the words in the audio, and the combination of growls, moans, and screams makes it hard to know what to even make of the recording.
Oh my god.
But needless to say, the voicemail is pretty unsettling. It almost sounds like the screams are coming from someone who's being attacked, but we obviously can't know for sure. That same evening, another acquaintance called Henry and later told police that it sounded as though Henry had gotten into an altercation with someone in the middle of the call. Strangely, even though Corrine McCabe, Henry's wife, mentioned that the sounds her husband was making during the call were extremely out of character for him, who was usually perfectly articulate, she only made a single call to one of Henry's friends to try and get him to pick up her husband, and when she didn't get a response, she went right back to bed. Even more strangely, during her questioning, Corrine repeatedly told the cops that she knew Henry was alive, even though she didn't have the evidence to prove it directly. After this extremely disturbing voicemail was recorded, Henry's phone records show that he called a Texas number that he had called over 20 times that day, but when the cops tried to trace the number, it came up as no longer in service. It's impossible to know if the calls themselves were made by Henry or someone else, but after the unsettling conversation with his wife, phone records show that several calls were made from Henry's phone.
What's the most unsettling is, other than it being like random fucking sounds, is the fact that you can't really make out any words. I think in any context, when you can't make out the words being said, especially in an audio recording, like with no visual anything to back it up, it just, I don't know. I feel like it always gives a creepy vibe because it's like, what's happening? What's going on?
To that same now disconnected number in the days following his disappearance. As the investigation went on, things continued to get stranger. Suspiciously, the cops never found footage of William's red car pulling up to the gas station where he had supposedly dropped Henry off, even though they checked the entire night's footage from all angles. William later ended up changing his story and alleged that as soon as he dropped Henry off, he immediately got back in the car and William dropped him off at another gas station a couple of miles away. It was later revealed by a confidential FBI informant that during the searches that took place after the disappearance, Emmanuel, the host of the barbecue, and a group of 3 other men would often stand a few feet away from the rest of the search party and talk suspiciously among themselves. Still, it was never determined if they had anything to do with the disappearance. On October 2nd, almost a month after Henry went missing, a strange anonymous letter was sent to the New Brighton Police Department a few miles from where Henry went missing. The letter read, "Henry McCabe, his body next to water, partially buried. Needs search dog to find. Witness who saw burial scared, female young, asked to come forward. Can remain anonymous and will protect." On November 2nd, the cops found Henry's body in Rush Lake, a few miles from where Henry had supposedly been dropped off on the night of his disappearance.
See,
mysteriously, they didn't find any signs of foul play on his body, even though the anonymous letter suggests he was buried by someone else. Despite the lack of evidence on his body, it's possible that he was either forcibly drowned by a group of assailants, that he took his own life, or that something entirely different took place that night. The only thing we know for sure is that this is an extremely strange case that we'll probably never get a conclusive explanation for.
That's crazy.
In the summer of 2013, a 26-year-old oil worker from Texas named Brandon Lawson arrived home from work and immediately got into an argument with his long-term girlfriend. Things had been pretty tense between the couple in the days leading up to that evening, as Brandon had frequently been working Monday through Sunday, and the youngest of the couple's 2 children was only a few months old. Also, Brandon had recently relapsed into addiction, which further strained their relationship. It's unclear if his girlfriend kicked him out of the house or if he decided to leave after about an hour.
No, if she kicked him out of the house and something bad happened, how fucking guilty do you have to feel? Like, she's justified in kicking his ass out. I'm sorry. Addiction turns people into different people altogether. So for your own safety, for your child's, for whatever you got going on, that to me is like, okay, it sucks to be put in that position, but I don't think it's her fault if he went missing and she kicked him out. You know what I like?
I feel very guilty for that.
Yeah, no, I feel like most people are going to feel guilty. I know I would definitely be like, well, if only I didn't do the thing. Especially when you're talking about your significant other, like, bro.
Or of arguing. But whatever the case, Brandon got in his silver Ford F-150 and drove away from his home in San Angelo at midnight on August 8th, after which he was never seen again. The incredibly strange events—
Hey, he was in his fucking Ford F-150! He had the protection of the Ford!
That took place over the next few hours have turned this case into one of the most mysterious and disturbing disappearances of the decade. About half an hour after leaving his house, Brandon made a phone call to his brother Kyle, letting him know that he was a few miles south of Braun on a stretch of highway in the middle of nowhere and that he was out of gas. After fetching a gas can from Brandon's house, which was about a mile away from his own, Kyle got into his car and prepared to drive to his brother's location. But things didn't exactly go according to plan for Brandon, and a few minutes later, at around 12:50 a.m., he made this disturbing call to 911.
Oh no.
emergency?
Yes, I'm in the middle of the field. We're
This
just
is probably
guys
bad
over.
quality, but I thought it was
Right here going towards Javelin on both sides. My truck ran out of gas. There's one car here. You got to take it to the woods. Please hurry.
Okay, now run that by me.
I'm not talking to him. I actually ran into him.
Ah, you ran into him. Okay.
Got the first guy.
Do you need an ambulance?
You need an
No, I need to
ambulance.
Okay.
Pray to the Lord and he will.
Everybody's
Okay.
hurt.
Okay. Oh?
Hello?
That's like so in the distance. I don't know if that's
Hello?
gunshots. Like that could have just been something
Hello?
hitting the phone. Wait, what? Hold up. No, I need
Although
to
it's
hear
hard
that
to make
again.
out what's
That
going
was so fucking subjective there with the fucking. Here's the thing. It's been shown that you have a bias if you're looking at dialogue and listening to a thing. If you like close your eyes and listen to a thing, you come to your own conclusions. But our brains are stupid. And if you see something on the bottom of the screen that's like directing what it's supposed to say, more than likely you're gonna hear it. Your brain's gonna be like, yeah, it says that. That was so fucking faint. Like those gunshots, I'm gonna assume that they were actual gunshots. They did not sound like gunshots. That literally could have been like heavy breathing in a specific pattern, or something hitting the phone or going against the phone.
Outside. My truck ran out of gas. There's one car here. You got to take it to the woods. Please hurry.
Okay, now run that by me.
I'm not talking to him. I actually ran into him.
Ah, you ran into him. Okay.
Got the first guy.
No, it's
Do
the
you need
pattern in
ambulance?
it. Like
No.
when someone's on the phone, they can move their body away from and to the phone. So literally, motherfucker could have pivoted his phone and like breathed heavily a couple times like that succinctly, and then pulled the phone away, or something could have happened with the phone, and that could have been like that doesn't necessarily to me read as direct gunshots. That's all I'm saying. I'm saying it's very subjective, and the fact that you have the subtitles just it already tilts your brain into this being correct.
Oh, I need the cops.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is anybody hurt?
I didn't hear anything when it said help. Like I only saw the words on the screen. I'm turning it up for me.
Hello?
Like those could be gunshots, but those could be a bunch of other
Hello?
things.
Hello?
And that's really
Although
faint,
it's hard to
and
make
it's
out what's
definitely
going on in
saying
the
something,
background,
but I
many
don't.
people have alleged that they can hear the
I'm
sound
not
of
fucking
gunshots
sold
and
that
other
it
people
says help
talking
me.
in the audio.
If I listen
but
to
it's
that
hard to
audio
confirm
without
what
the
exactly
fucking
was being
subtitles,
said
I don't know
and
if my
what was
brain
even
would be
going on
like,
during
yeah,
the
this says
call.
help me.
8 minutes after Brandon's 911 call, another driver called the cops to inform that a silver F-150 had been parked pretty dangerously on the highway, with the back of the truck sticking out into the other lane. Following his call to 911, Brandon continued to contact his brother Kyle by phone, and they exchanged a series of strange phone calls.
Yeah.
Even though these next calls weren't recorded, according to Kyle, Brandon sounded extremely paranoid, repeatedly claiming that he was being chased out of town by the Mexicans in the neighborhood.
Oh God.
When Kyle
Can we not? God damn it. That is like the most fucking Texas thing. Oh my God. The Mexicans, they're chasing me out.
asked him if he had been using
Let me
drugs
ju-
again,
let
Brandon
me ju-
immediately
Let
denied
me
it.
jump in my
At around
Ford
1:10 a.m.,
F-150.
Kyle arrived at the location where the truck was parked,
what,
but
hon?
Brandon was nowhere to be seen. A few minutes after his
Jesus
brother's arrival,
Christ.
Brandon once again called Kyle and made a series of disturbing statements, claiming that he could see Kyle and the officer that had just arrived at the scene, that he was bleeding, and that they needed to hurry.
I forgot.
Disturbingly, he was nowhere in
It's
sight.
fine. This is
For the next
fine.
few minutes, Kyle
It's
continued to
okay.
try to get in touch with
Actually,
Brandon,
don't
but
do
all
that.
his calls went straight to
Give me
voicemail.
like small
After failing to
scratches
find him
and
that
I'm gonna
night,
stick
the
it
cops
over
launched
the
an
case,
official search for
kind of like
Brandon,
in the
complete with
border.
helicopters, thermal cameras, dogs, and a massive search party.
Hey, look, you have any-
Unfortunately, Brandon was nowhere to be found. It was later revealed that Brandon had cashed out his 401k on the night of his disappearance, suggesting he might have
Ooh.
vanished on his own accord.
I was gonna say, so was
However,
he
due to his
planning on
distressed
leaving?
phone calls to 911 and his brother,
Yeah, but
it's
if he
also
was
possible that
planning,
Brandon
I
fell
don't
victim
know.
to some sort of cartel activity, or that someone he ran into on the road attacked him. In February
Goddamn it.
2022,
Knock
a
this
small
shit
search
over.
party consisting of family members and friends found a pair of shoes
That
and
would be the
clothing
wor-
that
wait,
matched
no,
the
hold up.
description of
That's
what
actually
Brandon was
horrible.
wearing on the
Like,
night
it's
of his
already
disappearance.
horrible 'cause he probably
And
died,
after
right?
searching
But it's even more fucking horrible if he was planning to leave, which kind of ass if he had like a family situation going on. But if he was planning on fucking leaving and he fucking happened to run into like some bad shit happening and that killed him, like for real, That's the worst kind of luck, brother. You're already doing something that's very, like, risky, and, like, there's a huge chance you're gonna be found. Like, it's really hard to just disappear. You have to know what you're doing. But, like, to do that and have the luck of, like, running into a situation where you're gonna end up getting fucking killed. I need the scissors. Wasn't there 2 pairs of scissors?
Oh, I was looking at them when I was stuck out in the book.
There were 2 pairs. One was small.
Yeah.
One was small? It's okay, I just want to get the majority of the tape so it doesn't... it's got double-sided tape on it.
In the area, the cops found human remains near the location of the shoes and clothing. Even though the remains were sent to be tested more than 2 years ago, there still hasn't been a definitive answer for whether they belong to Brandon or what could have happened to him that night.
Get your shit together.
Hopefully, with time, more conclusive answers will surface to give Brandon's family a sense of much-needed
no
closure.
Fucking closure or justice.
Until then, this will probably remain as one of the most disturbing missing persons cases from recent years.
Oh, it's right here. That is actually entirely fucked. I really do feel bad for the family, that one. Like, that's just bad. Let's see. So, okay, we have choices. We have David Anthony. Killer realizes victim solved her own murder. Cristian Fernandez. Mom discovers her 12-year-old son's horrifying secret. Or Rita, I cannot pronounce her last name. Mom discovers her disgusting secret and was filmed. I kind of want to do the 12-year-old one. Just because it's kind of funky, you know? 12 years old, I was obsessed with warrior cats, and I was also obsessed with Pokemon. So I couldn't imagine doing, like, hard crime at 12. Me when I'm dead. But somehow solve my own murder? Question mark?
Were you home when this incident happened?
Okay, this is Cristian Fernandez. Mom discovers her 12-year-old son's horrifying secret. The following is an educational documentary. This quality is such ass.
Were you home when this incident happened?
Hopefully it's not entirely in this
Was she
fucking
home or
quality.
no?
Okay.
You're definitely home? Because I don't want to catch you in a lie. Did you hear a snap? Did you hear a pop?
Trauma.
I'm suffering. What did you do? Go ahead and smash into the second time.
At 5:30 p.m. on March 14, 2011, staff at St. Luke's Hospital in Jacksonville, Florida were faced with a harrowing situation. 2-year-old David Galarraga arrived at their facility limp and unresponsive. He required immediate and specialized care. But his mother's explanation about what happened left hospital staff with more questions than answers. Were his injuries the result of a terrible accident? Or was there a more disturbing story behind David's condition? Police were called as a precaution and began interviewing the family to better understand what happened. Soon, a troubling case filled with lies and half-truths would unfold. One so unfathomable that it would launch a landmark case in Florida's criminal justice system.
I didn't realize it was
As the
Florida.
toddler received medical aid, police brought his mother, Bianella Susana, and his elder brother, 12-year-old Cristian Fernandez, to the station to dig deeper into what really happened to 2-year-old David. The following footage has mostly never been seen before.
Oh my God.
Because David and Cristian were minors, the police station has made
2-year-old?
redactions to the footage.
Wait, no, hold up! Did they actually just say no?
And his elder brother, 12-year-old Cristian Fernandez, to the station to dig deeper as the toddler received medical aid. Police brought his mother, Bianella Susana, and his elder brother, 12-year-old Cristian Fernandez.
I'm assuming the 12-year-old did something just from the fucking title of the video, right? Here, wrap that. I'm assuming the 12-year-old did something to his 2-year-old brother. I don't understand as an older sibling how you can do that. I don't. There are times where I've wanted to fucking commit dastardly violence to my younger siblings, but there's something in you that goes, that's your fucking sibling. Especially as an older sibling, there's a fucking... Shut. Because I had to make sure I was getting angry for the right reasons. But I feel like there's something in you, especially as an older sibling, like fucking hardwired into you that's like, that's your younger sibling. You protect that motherfucker. That's my motherfucker to bully. But I'm never going to, like, permanently damage that bitch.
Only I'm allowed to call you horrible names.
Yes. No, that's the vibe. What the hell? What the hell? The cases involving siblings, when you've got the older sibling, younger sibling dynamic, kill me, because I'm just like, I have wanted to actually strangle siblings before, and it's never gotten to the point where I've actually reached my hands out, like, no, because at the end of the day, that's my sibling. Like, huh? Okay.
To the station to dig deeper into what really happened to 2-year-old David. The following footage has mostly never been seen before. Because David and Cristian were minors, the police station has made redactions to the footage.
They have to, because they were minors. So I'm surprised there's, like, really any footage for this, because normally, stuff is redacted, like, big time.
Before I talk to you, I'm just going to go over a few things with you, okay? These are called your constitutional rights. And I know you're 12 years old, right? When's your birthday?
Did not mean to drop that.
Okay, so you turned 12. 13. Oh, you're 13 now? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. So you're 13 years old.
I'm 12. And
yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're 12. Okay, okay. All right. So I want to explain these to you to where you can understand them.
Have to be
As investigators chat with Cristian, they know his age may prove to be a challenge. Still, because they're questioning him, they read him his rights. In Florida, police can question children without their parents.
I don't like this. I don't like that. Like, yes, if he did something horrible, there should be punishment there. For sure. I don't think you should get off fucking scot-free when you do something horrific. There should always be some type of consequences to your actions, right? I don't care what your age is. If you're younger, if you're older, whatever. But I've talked about this before on true crime streams. I feel like if you're a minor, you should always have the option, or it should always be mandatory, that either a parent is in the room with you, like a legal guardian, or legal representation is in the room with you. Because there's plenty of adults that don't understand their rights fully and are stupid and don't understand our legal system and don't do the smart thing and not say anything and request a lawyer. You're not going to expect a fucking 12-year-old to just not speak, you know?
It's permission, and they can also do so without contacting their parent or guardian. A child can always refuse to be questioned, which is why the officers are careful to explain what each statement means. If it can be proven later that Cristian didn't fully understand his rights, what he reveals in this interview may not be admissible in court.
And I just need you to sign here that you understand them. You have nice cursive.
Like, I don't think that's right, because I don't think he should have the ability to be like, yeah, I totally understand this. Motherfucker, you're 12! Again, at 12 years old, I was obsessing over warrior cats, and I was fucking playing Pokemon. I don't, the intricacies of your fucking rights in the criminal justice system. I don't know about that, dog.
While the investigator works on building rapport with Cristian, more details from the mother and son's initial interview at the hospital come in. According to police reports, Bianella showed a surprising lack of emotion when doctors explained the gravity of David's injuries at the hospital. Instead, she apparently told police she had been through worse. But once she's brought in for questioning, the reality of the situation appears to hit her a bit harder.
Okay. True crime. Am I quiet? I'm so sorry. I was leaned back. Is the audio too loud? Do I have to change the audio? I was leaned back because I'm doing.
As police questioned Bianella, they soon realized that something might be missing from her story, but nothing would prepare them for the appalling information she was holding back.
So,
oh no.
Tell me a little bit about tonight. I understand that.
Oh, I'm just quiet.
Were you home when this incident happened?
Dude, I have days where I just don't want to speak.
What time did all this occur?
A little bit after
I'm gonna turn 4. It back up a little bit.
After 4?
I was a little paranoid.
Okay. And who was home when this happened?
Everybody was home.
How
Man,
long
shut the
after
fuck
did you
up!
know about the incident?
When he called me.
Okay, when he called you? On the phone?
Was that the last thing?
No.
The same thing with that one.
In the house.
Okay.
According to Bianella, Cristian ran into the room for help after David fell from the top of his bunk bed. When Bianella rushed to his side, she found David unresponsive.
Oh, man.
So, when did you immediately run in there?
Mm-hmm.
And what'd you say?
He did so and put some ice on stuff.
Okay.
When police took a closer look at the family's 2-bedroom apartment, they found a grisly scene. In the bedroom shared by the 3 eldest children, they discovered a blood stain on the carpet next to a school backpack,
Oh,
along
no.
with more
Oh,
blood
that's
and
the other
vomit
thing. I don't
throughout
think
the
I
bedroom.
mentioned. I shared the
Baby
Wikipedia
wipe.
case, or the Wikipedia for the disappearance of Susan Powell. I don't think it was actually mentioned in the video or fully mentioned in the video, but some of her blood was actually found earlier on in the investigation, too. Upon searching the Powell residence on December 9th, investigators found traces of Susan's blood on the floor, life insurance policies for $1.5 million. And the DNA test results matched one blood sample with Susan, while the other sample was determined to have come from an unknown male contributor. Yeah, Car's poster.
And a diaper were found on the bottom bunk bed, along with red
It's depressing,
stains
but you
on
like learn
blankets,
stuff,
pillows,
you know?
and the
I
floor.
find the
Additional
process kind of
stains were found on the
fascinating, not only
cabinet
for
and
how things
shower
are
curtain in
processed
the
in terms of the
bathroom.
legal system and how
David's
things are treated,
injuries don't
but
look
also
good,
how these
and the
things
more
happen
information the
and
police
what we can
give
kind
the
of take from them
doctors,
as well.
the better. This means they must rely heavily on the only witness, Cristian.
And tonight,
That's
you
why I hate
guys
saying
were in
that
your room,
so I
just you
kind
and
of hate
David.
saying that I like true crime, because then that makes me feel it makes me come off as a
Was
psychopath.
brother and
I
sister
don't
in
like
there?
that true crime happens. It fucking
So all
sucks.
y'all
Crime
know?
shouldn't happen. But I do like
too.
what we can learn and take
Did y'all
from
too?
true crime and the kind of mystery element. Unfortunately, that
What was your
does
mom
come into
doing
play for
this
true crime.
happened?
There's a lot of factors for it, you know. There's a lot of like
Maybe I'm driving.
serial killers and other
Was she
things that have
home or no?
happened due to a bunch of
I'm
different
not sure where she
circumstances.
was.
Tell me a little bit about tonight. I understand that.
My FBI agent
were you
knows that I'm
home
not
when this
actually
incident
wanting
happened?
to murder someone. Not yet.
While
Give me time.
Bianella originally claimed that she was in the kitchen during David's fall, Cristian's version of events didn't even place her in the apartment. He then recalled what happened in the moments after David fell,
Give me
explaining
time.
that he laid his brother on the bottom bunk
No,
while he
I'm
tried
talking about
to
the
get help.
mystery element in terms of the fact that, like, you have, like, the last video we were looking at where you have so many question marks as to what actually happened. And there are, like, different things that could have happened. Parts of bodies are found, parts of bodies aren't found, why that happens, that kind of thing.
And I called my mom.
And what'd you tell her?
My FBI agent
That
knew that I was
he was
autistic
with
before I
that
fully
ladder
realized I was
climbing up.
autistic, and that's what pisses me
However,
off.
this is
There
once
ain't no
again a
goddamn
different
way.
story, making it unclear what actually happened to David.
This is a fact.
Initially, Bianella told investigators at the hospital that Cristian was flipping through TV
Autistic,
channels
horny,
with
and
David
interested in
just
true
before
crime.
the
It's a
incident
weird fucking
occurred.
combination.
In
dog.
this brief moment of distraction,
I
David
do
climbed to the top of Cristian's 5'2" bunk bed ladder, but the ladder suddenly shifted out of place,
Oh,
causing
God.
David to fall to the floor.
That's a
and
sturdy
hit his
ass
head.
bunk bed, too.
And then what did she do when she came home?
She came down. And then she went to the hospital. I cleaned him and changed his clothes.
Was she crying?
I don't think I'm wrapping this one because it's a duplicate. Originally,
So what
it
time
wasn't
do you
supposed
think
to
you
be
called
this. It was
her?
supposed to be a different one. And then when this arrived, I was just like,
Almost
well, now that she can have
8
one out of
minutes
the box.
after.
And how long did it take her to get
My
home?
thought process?
Couple of minutes.
In light of this new information, detectives pressed Bianella to see if she changes
up
her
the
story to
mess.
match the one Cristian is now telling.
And you were home? Okay. You were definitely home? Because I don't want to catch you in a lie. Because there's no reason to lie about something that you don't need to lie about.
When I'm in a
I'm asking
hotel
you.
with nothing to watch,
Were you home when
it's
this
true
occurred?
crime show. Fair.
Well, I had gone to the bank.
Okay, were you home when this occurred?
No.
Okay. So you weren't in the kitchen when this happened?
No.
Okay. So you screwed up when you said he called me. He called you on the phone. And you were at the bank? Who was with you?
I was by myself.
Sure enough, Bianella backpedals. She had in fact left
I
her
was gonna say,
12-year-old
wait, no, hold up. Yeah. That's
son
fucked up.
alone and in charge of his 3 siblings.
And here's what I have
As
to
a
say.
single mother of 4 children,
Yeah,
she
that
often
fucking-
relied on her
that's a
eldest
shitty
Cristian
fucking
to help
position
keep
be
the
in. Also, coming from someone who was in a poor household growing up, who was still low income, who is the eldest of... I had to pause for a second. 4 children. Who is the eldest of 4 children with a pretty significant age gap between me and Moon. I was constantly put in a position, basically since I was like 13 on, to have to watch siblings. And I mean, honestly, I never held it against my parents because I always saw it as I'm contributing to the family, and we don't have the money for like babysitting or anything. And especially with my dad going in and out of surgery, it just kind of, that's how it happened. It's a shitty position to be in because if there's a lot of adults that'll judge someone who leaves like a 13, 14. I think 12 is kind of young, but if he was going to be turning 13 soon. But someone who leaves an older child with younger children, like, harshly. But I'm like, no. Here's where I have to say, in retrospect, dumb decision. But you have to look at everything. If she was a single mom, if she had shit that she needed to do, sometimes it's not always a feasible option to pack everyone up. It isn't. Like, I'm not making excuses. What she did is still wrong if she left them alone. But it's not black and white. There's grays there. Like, there very much is. Now, if I had my own spawn, would I feel comfortable leaving a 12-year-old with the younger kids? Probably not. Probably not at all, just from my own experiences as being that 13-year-old having to watch my younger siblings. But, again, everyone's situations are different, and everyone's maturity is different, and bad call on her part if she did leave them, but that wouldn't be like a damning thing for me.
So he called you, and how long did it take you to get home?
I went right away.
Gifts are wrapped. I didn't wrap one thing because I ordered a specific thing and I got a different one of it, and I wasn't able to return it because it was a third party. So I'm still going to give it to my mom, even though she already has one, with the idea that she can keep the one that she has in the box, and she can actually unbox this one and like put it on a shelf or something. I'm not wrapping it up though because it's a duplicate. I'm just going to be like, hey, this was supposed to be something else, but it wasn't.
No, she
sorry.
was on the phone or on the computer.
Okay. You know what she was looking up?
No. Maybe like a hospital to go.
Oh, okay.
So how long were you guys at home before you left to go to the hospital?
About 40 minutes.
40 minutes?
Police are stunned. Instead of calling 911 or rushing her unconscious child to the hospital, Bianella decided to wait it out and see what happened.
Again, being poor and like being raised in the ghetto, and I say that again like I'm out of the ghetto. I'm still here. Being raised the way I was raised, we don't call the cops unless absolutely necessarily possible, just because of situations with neighbors and stuff, and we don't call 911 unless we absolutely have to. But if someone is unconscious, that's a 911 moment. I'm sorry.
2-year-old David did arrive at the hospital. His condition was so bleak that he was airlifted to another for specialized care. All it took was one look at David for the medical staff to know something wasn't right about this bunk bed story.
I didn't because after my husband passed away, like they assigned me to a caseworker, and the caseworker comes and monitors everything, right?
Again, my
and I'm like, okay, I already have a caseworker, and if they think that I'm doing something bad to one, I have.
If she was telling the truth, and if something happened while she was gone because she was doing anything, I still feel bad for her. No one asks for anything to happen. What the fuck? As someone who would go unconscious almost regularly when I was younger because anemia, that's asshole.
3 other ones that depend on me, and I don't want them taken away from me.
Bianella was only 11 years old when she became pregnant with Christian. According to court documents, her mother allegedly struggled with substance use.
The kitchen.
After Christian was born, the 3 reportedly moved in and out of strangers' homes and hotels before settling in a trailer
let me go downstairs
with no electricity
and get something.
or running water.
When
Christian was
maybe
just
I just
2,
need, like, sugar
authorities found him wandering
and I was
naked
asking
to
one
a
of my
parking lot in the
siblings
early hours
for
of the
help
morning
grabbing
while his
something because
grandmother was supposedly in charge
felt
of
it
him.
coming on.
She was
like
charged
you
with
know
child
when you're passing
neglect
out
after
sometimes.
they found her in a nearby
And
hotel room.
I was trying to get
allegedly
that sibling's
intoxicated.
attention. They had their
Inside,
headset on,
investigators
and it was
found
off.
cocaine
They had their headset on,
and
and they
Christian's
were doing dishes.
baby bottle,
And my
which
dad
was
happened to be
infested
in
with worms. Bianella
room
and Christian
behind the
then
kitchen,
entered foster care
and
together
I
when she was
apparently,
only
I don't
15
remember it. I
years
apparently
old,
just started
and
going
where
down,
Christian
and
was
he actually
allegedly
caught me.
assaulted by 2 boys.
You're just like, whoa,
Eventually,
are you
at
okay?
18,
Like, what the
Bianella
fuck?
married
I
Luis
lost
Galarraga
consciousness, and I
Blanco,
woke up,
and
and I was
together
like,
they
oh.
had 3 children,
Yeah, that's why I was
including
trying to
David.
get that banana, but
She'd
like, I
recently
couldn't,
lost
so
her
I
husband,
passed
but the
out.
police had yet to
It's just
uncover
like,
the sinister
this isn't normal.
circumstances surrounding his untimely
Later that year,
death.
because it was
These
an issue,
family
we went to the
dynamics
doctors, and I
aside,
found
the
out I
present
was anemic.
situation was dire. David's life was
Severely
hanging
anemic.
by a thread, and
Now
his
I have
mother
to
had
take
chosen
iron
to
or I
wait
pass
rather
out
than
on the
seek
daily.
help for him. Police continue to turn up the heat on Bianella, hopeful that she might slip up.
So when you got home, you saw knocked out, as you said.
Well,
right?
it
Knocked
was
out. in the bed.
There's
On the
always
bottom
usually
bunk?
some type of fruit, and I just wanted to get
Did
something
you
quick
see
that had a little bit
anything
of
knocked
sugar
over in the
it, because
room
I was
or any
thinking,
blood
okay,
anywhere?
maybe it's a
I
blood
saw a little
sugar
bit of
thing.
blood on
I
the
don't
floor.
know, but I feel like I'm gonna pass out.
Where on the floor?
Let's say like the stairs were here.
And by the
and
way,
blood-
best part of that entire story, Ewok like did not apparently react or turn around or anything. Because my dad ended up bitching Ewok out, like, your sibling was in here, and, like, I rushed in to catch, like, you didn't react to shit. Like, they were asking for your help, and I'm just, like, there, just, like, waking up, just, like, okay.
It was like...
This is okay.
So kind of in front of the stairs. Okay. Did that worry you?
That doll is disturbing me. I don't like it.
It worried me more the fact that, you know, they're going to think that
It's been
I
in, like,
didn't.
every frame, and
So,
I don't like it.
you got on the computer?
Oh, my God.
To check, like, you know, what causes unconsciousness and how long is somebody supposed to stay unconscious, and if they, you know, if they could just wake up from that.
I just don't understand. I understand you have a problem with DCF. You thinking that they're going to take your kids away, but
Dollar Tree.
I don't understand why you didn't call 911.
Walmart
Safety's
Chucky would at least
first.
have like red hair
I
going
know
on.
safety first,
There'd be closer
but,
resemblance.
Like, I read
That
online
is
that
fucking
unconsciousness
gas
happens when you
station
bring
slash
ships from
dollar
position
store
from
right
a head
there.
injury.
Given her two recent encounters with Florida's Department of Children and Families, also known as DCF, it was evident that Bianella was already walking on thin ice. Yet the choice to endanger her child's life to avoid another intervention was just plain shocking. Was this truly the only reason, or was there something else hidden beneath all these excuses?
When the space
And I was like, okay, it's going to
steals your
back to its
soda.
right place. And
But most people wouldn't even think about going online. They would think about,
SMH.
oh my God, I got to call 911. And then, you know, 911's going to kind of direct you what to do on the phone until rescue gets there.
you know, I came up here with nothing. I rented an apartment and, you know, I have a roof over their head, and I feed them and I take care of them. Very good. You know, better than if I was with my ex-husband.
Well, let's talk about very good.
When David arrived at the hospital,
No,
the
you
head
fucking
injury
don't. I'm
wasn't
sorry.
his only
Again,
injury.
she was in
His
a
left
position,
leg
but,
was
like,
also set in a blue cast that extended from his hip all the way down to
Motherfucker,
his
if
foot.
your child
In
is in immediate
January,
danger, you call 911. In
leg.
the U.S., yes, you will go into debt, but, like, it will be debt that you could, with a job, you can pay off. You can be put on payment plans when it comes to medical stuff. I know. It's a thing. Because they want their money, obviously. And if you can't pay it all up front, which, like, no one can because it's the U.S. Payment plans, motherfucker. Your child's life should take priority. Like, that should just, yeah.
Right.
You should be willing to go into debt for your child's life. And I know there was the DCF
According to a January
thing playing
DCF
into it, but,
report,
like, goddamn.
Bianella explained she was inside her apartment when Christian came
Goddamn.
bursting through the front door, holding David in his arms. She said the boys had just been playing together at the apartment playground, right outside her front door.
Oh, I wasn't there. I was inside the house.
Who was there?
All the children. Everybody else was there.
Did they play unsupervised?
Well, I open the window and I look at them.
But you're not watching them.
But I'm not out there.
So you're not watching them. You just have the window open. So if someone
But I do
screams, you
watch
can hear them.
Yeah.
The whole time?
Yeah.
So then if you watch them the whole time, you would see what happened.
Well, I wasn't with my eyes on them the whole time, but
That's what I'm saying. You don't watch them the whole time.
Bianella had said that David
Yeah,
broke
you could
his
tell the
leg when
mom
he
is just
accidentally
scared.
fell from the monkey bars. But there was one small problem with her story. The apartment playground had no
Bro,
monkey
what the
bars.
fuck?
When police go through the DCF reports,
That is
they
fucked
also
up.
find several other inconsistencies.
Dude,
First,
that is the kind
Bianella
of
tells
fucking place that
investigators
you
the
get
story
mad
about
splinters
David's
on.
fall from the monkey bars. Then, perhaps to avoid being caught in a lie, she recalled the incident as a fall from the jungle gym. Bianella's sister later told police another story. This
Why would
one
you
was
just
that
say on
2-year-old
the
David was
playset?
jumping from swing to swing when
Like,
he
he just
fell
was fucking
and
around on
broke
a
his
playset
leg.
and fucking
In any
fell.
case, things aren't looking good for Bianella, and it only got worse when Christian
I don't
revealed an
advocate
entirely
lying, but that's
different
an easy
version
lie,
of
you know?
events.
You said
Why you gotta
before,
change
in January, he got hurt, right? Mm-hmm. And he had broken his leg, little David. Mm-hmm. And how did he break his leg in January?
By yoga.
Yoga? And what room were you guys in?
In our room.
Were y'all watching that on TV or something?
No.
Where'd you see that at?
In a book.
And where?
In a book.
In a book. You still have that book?
No.
Who else was in the room when that happened?
Me and him.
Just y'all two?
Mm-hmm.
Where was your mom at?
I think she was taking my brother to school.
Not only does Christian's story not align with his mother's, but once again, Bianella was nowhere to be found.
Mom wasn't
when the
even in
injury
the
took
house.
Place.
Oh, shit.
And did someone from Department of Children and Families contact you?
To my mom?
Yeah.
And us?
Yeah. And what did you tell them what happened?
That he fell off my monkey bars.
Cristian has once again allegedly lied for his mother. Now the detective has no choice but to confront Bianella about the playground stories and how David actually broke his leg.
But that's not really what happened, is it?
What do you mean?
I'm asking you. I need you to be honest. Because you're only going to hurt yourself in the long run. Okay, that's not what happened, is it?
Yeah, you can tell from her, like the little bit of body language you can make out from the pixels. She is very upset.
That's not what happened, is it?
Like, you can tell she's upset, you know?
It was my son.
Mm-hmm. And what did he do?
He said he was wrestling.
In a shocking twist, Bianella now appeared to be blaming Cristian for David's
considering this
injuries.
is called...
She then explained that initially she wasn't convinced David's leg injury was serious, and at first the detectives let her play that story out, but they know something about the timeline of this injury that Bianella hasn't
he was
mentioned
probably
yet.
involved.
And then I heard, like, when people break bones, they can't stand the pain. They're just screaming and crying from the pain, even when you touch it. So I didn't think that.
Rain, I fucking love Rain. Yo, send some of that more over here. I love the rain.
He's a kid.
I mean, anybody.
It was raining earlier, but I was at work and I couldn't fucking appreciate the rain for how awesome it was.
I was scared that they were gonna take him away. I mean, he's still my son, even though he did that. I thought that by me talking to him and me being on top of him and just, me making him realize what he had done. And I took him to the hospital with me. He was.
I get that she's in a shitty spot and everything, which sucks, but here's what I have to say. If you knew that the older child was having issues with the younger one and, like, bad stuff was happening, or it could be happening, then you leaving him in charge of those children and you leaving the house is the most, like, that's just such a bad decision. Like, I can't help but sympathize with her because it's got to, again, where she's at has to suck, but god damn, that's not a good decision. That will lead to some shit.
In the hospital with me the whole time watching, the pain that they were going through.
This is what
because there's a difference between siblings having an argument and a sibling breaking another sibling's bone. Like, that is... bare minimum, I would think that's, like, anger management needs to happen. I definitely wouldn't leave them in the room together by themselves. Especially by themselves and saying, oh yeah, older one's in charge. No.
I understand as a mom.
No way.
You don't want your son to get in trouble for something that he probably didn't mean to do. Right? Am I right? Okay. I can understand that. I mean, I got 3 kids. But this is what I don't understand about that. You wait 2 days. Hospital.
I didn't think he was capable of breaking anything. I thought it was just swollen.
Oh, the kid was crying.
Police look to Cristian to help them fill in the blanks.
Yeah, again,
and what he shared
that's
this
a situation where if there's a question of bones broken, you take him to the hospital, take him to the
He was sitting like this, and then how did you do his legs so we can understand what happened?
There's options there, depending on if you do or do not have health insurance.
And then what else did you do with his little legs?
And like this, and that's all.
So you weren't trying to hurt him?
No.
It was an accident?
But I didn't know his bone was gonna break.
Yeah, I understand.
Because I was doing 2.
You're doing
but
it
my
too?
bone didn't break.
Can you do that? Can you do that? That's what you were trying to do?
Mm-hmm.
Can you do it?
No.
So show me again what you do. Okay. Did you hear a snap or something?
Why? What do you mean, like a snap?
Yeah, when he broke his leg. Did you hear it snap?
Like a crack?
Did you hear it pop?
Well, sort of.
Yeah. And what happened then?
He started crying and then I stopped.
Oh. So how long was it before your mom
What kind
got
of
home?
fucking yoga are y'all doing? That is not
A
normal.
couple, like, minutes.
As it turns out, David had a remarkably severe injury. One doctor who cared for the 2-year-old said his double fracture was the worst broken bone he'd seen
my
on a
god,
toddler.
it's a
How
2-year-old.
long
Like,
did he
people
cry
like
from
forgetting
her?
that it's a
Long time?
2-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
That's tiny as
probably
fuck.
could have really
That's the
bad,
other
huh?
thing. You have to take that into
Little did the
consideration
detectives
too.
know, something far worse
Oh,
is
God.
right around the corner.
So you know your son did that in January. You lied.
I kind of like how it's going
you told
back
him
and
to tell a
forth.
lie to
Normally,
DCF,
I'm not
didn't
into
you?
that, but I kind of like that for this.
Yeah.
So you told him to lie. You lied. You lied to us. You lied to DCF. I'm just trying to, and I understand I understand why you lied in the beginning, because you don't want your son to get in trouble for something he didn't mean to do, I guess, correct? But then you told him to lie, and then you lied and just got all out of hand. And don't you think it'd just been easier just to tell DCF? My son did it. It was an accident.
No, because
more than likely,
I
feel like more than likely they would also obviously have to know then that she wasn't there. Like if the child is correct and she wasn't there, then that means that they're going to take steps to possibly take them out of the house. Like I think that was the big thing.
No.
If she was in the house and it happened and she wasn't paying attention, she was like preoccupied making
police
food or
are
doing something
extremely
else,
skeptical
then
that
I
the
feel like
first
there's
story
much of
they
a
are
less
told about
chance that
David's head
DCF
injury
would
is the
take
truth. Detectives circled back to
would
the
take
events leading
the
up to the
child,
injury
like just
as they
straight up take
continued to
them. I
question
feel like they would
Bianella.
probably try to set up like state mandated therapy or anger management sessions for the child.
To leave her
Something,
toddler's
but
life
I don't know. I don't have a lot of experience
Earlier,
with
she told
DTF.
police she took David to the hospital.
There was
40
one time
minutes
that
after making it
DTF
back
or
home. From there,
whatever, I think
her
it's still
estimation
called
of the time
DTF
it
in
took slowly
New York,
expands.
where
And you
DTF was
waited for
called
how long?
on like
40
my
minutes, you
parents,
said?
and they didn't even like
You sure it was
question
only
us.
40
They
minutes?
literally just checked in and was like, "Yeah,
About
this
an
is a
hour,
normal
but it was
household.
about
Like
that
they
time.
homeschool." Like there
Okay,
was
'cause,
that was
I
it.
mean,
It was someone. It was
time
an
did they get the
anonymous caller, and my mom thought. I think at the time she thought she
Next,
knew who it
she
was.
says
it was
it's 1
another
hour, and then
homeschooling
it's
mom that,
closer
like,
to
she didn't-
2. It was also
she didn't get
eventually
along
revealed
with.
that while David was unconscious and fighting
But, like,
for
that's
his
the
life,
only example
instead
I've
of
ever
calling
had, so there was, like, barely
911,
any contact
Bianella
there.
told authorities she
So I
called
don't
a
know what happens
pediatrician
when shit's
once,
found to a
but
certain
gave up
degree.
when she
There's
was
no
put on
first-hand experience
hold.
there.
Her interrogation ended soon after, but the most damning of
Like, she
evidence
looks
was
scared,
yet to be
and I mean,
revealed.
she's
Christian was
in a
seemingly
position where
honest
she's
about
gotta
the
be
events
scared.
behind
I mean,
David's
she
broken
obviously does
leg,
care
so
about her
detectives are hopeful he'll
children to
be
a certain
forthcoming
degree.
a second time.
Tell me what happened. It's okay. You're almost there. Tell me what happened.
By now, it's the early morning hours of March 15th. The police were called out on the evening of March
Jesus
14th,
Christ,
and
bro.
Christian's been up the entire night talking to the
See,
detective.
like that, I don't
His
think it's
exhaustion
fair.
is evident.
I don't think that's right. I don't think that's right for an adult. I sure as fuck do not think that's right for a 12-year-old. This, to me, ties into the whole, I don't think it's right for them to be questioned or interrogated without a guardian or someone who knows the law, without either of those two present. I just don't feel like that's okay. Because, again, he should definitely face the consequences of his actions, and the truth should definitely be made clear, and things should be revealed and admitted to, but this is not how you go about it. I'm sorry. I'm never going to agree with that, ever.
David's not feeling too good right now. Okay? He deserves for you to tell us the truth. It's just have to be honest. Everything's gonna be okay. You don't have to be scared. The door's open and we're just sitting here, just me and you. So you don't have to be scared. There's nothing to be scared of. I want to be able to tell everybody that you tell the truth about things. It's okay. I'm not angry with you or mad at you or anything like that. We just need to know the truth.
At this point, I think his
At this
brother's in
point,
the
the
hospital,
detectives
right?
are well
I
aware
don't
that
know
Christian
if,
comes from a background
I don't know
of
if
violence.
his brother, if
In
the
fact, just
2-year-old
3
died.
months before David's leg injury, Christian
I don't
endured a
think they've
hellish ordeal
stated,
involving
just that
alleged
he's in the
aggression and
hospital.
violence at the hand of his late stepfather, Luis Galarraga Blanco. According to court documents, in October of 2010, Christian's mother was called to his middle school when staff noticed his face was red and swollen.
Oh, shit.
By the time she arrived, police and DCF investigators were questioning him. He alleged his stepfather punched him in the face. His injuries were so severe that
Oh
he
my
needed
God.
surgery to repair a torn retina.
Jesus
As an
Christ,
ambulance
bro.
whisked Christian away, a stunned Bianella reportedly called her husband for answers. Luis then
Oh,
took
that's
his own
fucked
life
up.
in front of
Oh
their
my
3 kids.
God.
Allegedly, when he discovered police were on
Yeah, so these children have some fucking trauma. Yeah, pretty much. Oh my God. The only hope with like cases that involve minors is the criminal justice system is more forgiving towards minors in the terms of either rehabilitation or shorter sentences. There are plenty of cases where you do have minors that either, like, actively killed people or did heinous shit, and they only got a few years, and then they had to deal with, like, probation and stuff after because they were a minor. So, I mean, he probably isn't losing the rest of his life, but he's gonna lose a decent chunk. More than likely. Yeah. No, that's so fucked. That is so... How fucking... No, I'm sorry. I've had endgame thoughts before, and I've actually put thought into it and stuff at times. I'm not in that place now, but, like, I've thought about it, and I've, like... It's already kind of selfish, right, to decide that you're going to leave early. But I feel like it's extra selfish to do it in front of someone, to do it in front of your children. Like, not only are you doing something that is, I'm sorry, it is a pretty selfish act, but you're also doing that, like, how? How do you fucking justify that? If you're going to do that, at least have the decency, man. Like, I don't, I hate that. That is the worst. That's easily the worst thing I've heard so far.
On their way to arrest him for suspected violence against a child.
You're going to a special level
Their
of hell.
daughter,
I don't,
no
like,
more
fully
than 4
believe in
years
hell.
old
You're
at the
going
time,
there.
answered the door when police knocked. David was also found in a nearby bedroom, reportedly shaking and covered in blood. Some of Christian's behavior when left alone displays the kind of violence he may have been subjected to.
So tell me what really happened tonight.
I put him to carry books.
You put him to carry books?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what kind of books?
Like the books that we have on our bookshelves.
Are they big books or little books?
Like a bunch of skinny books.
So he was carrying them?
Mm-hmm.
Does he walk good that one cast?
I think he shows with one and normal works with the other.
Okay, so he had books in his arms?
Mm-hmm.
And then what happened?
And then they fell on him.
They fell on him as he was carrying?
As he was carrying them.
Where they fell on him at?
On his head.
Huh? How did they fall instead of he was carrying?
Christian changed the story yet again, but detectives still haven't uncovered the horrific truth.
Oh God, I'm scared. This, I'm definitely just gonna blame on bad decisions from the mom so far, and then just actual trauma. Like, I doubt this child was going through therapy, and this child needed to go through therapy from a very young age. If there's even a possibility that he got a glimpse of what his dad did, or stepdad, whatever, and that's not even taking into account any potential fucking domestic violence that was taking place. Therapy. Massive therapy. Like, what the fuck? That's a child.
Because he didn't like carry away.
Okay. So then what else happened?
And then they fell on him, and then he fell.
Okay. What else happened tonight? Because remember we said, so he had his arms up like this with the books, and then the books fell. And what did you see the books fall on?
On his face, and part of his head.
Okay. Well, this side of his head is really injured up with a lot of bruising and swelling. So, and his nose is really swelled up. So, it had something else happened tonight besides just books falling. So tell me about what else happened at college.
After that happened, I wasn't him anymore.
Okay, so he never fell off the bunk bed? No, okay. So,
what the fuck?
He never hit his head on the bed?
What the fuck?
No.
So, did you do anything for him to make him hit his head?
What do you mean? Like, I pushed him?
Yeah. Did you push him tonight?
To the bed?
No. Did you do anything for his head to hit anything tonight?
Well, we were just carrying books. And then it fell on him.
Right. And what else happened?
And then I took all the books away from him, and then he was sleeping.
Well, he didn't get those head injuries just from books. That's not the truth, Christian. Is it? It's okay. I just
like
I just need to know the
as
truth.
much as like I feel like the
You know, I think
obviously
it's hard to tell the truth because I know you said earlier
told, it just
it's hard to tell the truth.
I can't with
Is
the
that what
fact
your
that
mom's
this
gonna tell
child's
me?
been basically almost overnight in an interrogation room without his mom, like being randomly
He's got
questioned
really
by these
bad
strangers
head
that
injury.
work for the government. You know what I mean?
So,
like it gives
if you could tell me how he
vibes.
got that,
Yeah, he's
it would
12.
be really
you know?
helpful for him and for us. And then the truth will be known, and you don't have to worry about hiding that inside anymore. What are you scared of? I'm just scared of telling me. I know, I can see it. Did your mom do something to David? No.
When Cristian doesn't budge on his story, the detective tried a different approach, and the results are more shocking than she could have anticipated.
Oh shit.
Did you push him down? No. What did you hit him with? Did you hit him with something on his head? No. So what happened? What happened to the side of his head?
I pushed him against a bookshelf.
Why'd you push him? Are you angry about something?
Yes.
What were you angry about?
Oh, my stepdad did to me.
Oh, what your stepdad did to you? Is that what you said?
Oh, jeez.
Why were you angry about that tonight?
Hey, look, therapy. Therapy would have helped that a little bit.
Because I was thinking a lot.
Jesus Christ.
How many times did you push him
Oh
into
my God.
into the shelf?
Yeah,
Twice.
just because he was angry.
How did you?
Because he
you
was
wanna
thinking
like say
about
this is
something
the
that
shelf?
his
Can you
dad
show me
did
with
to
the
him,
doll
his
how you
stepdad,
push him
whatever.
into the shelf?
His male
Right,
parental
son.
figure.
So show me with the doll
Christ,
how you.
man.
Like push it in.
Oh, okay. So
Oh my
you pushed him
God.
with your hand
Mm-hmm.
into the shelf. Is that all that happened tonight?
Mm-hmm.
Though the investigator is saying tonight, they would soon discover that this wasn't quite accurate.
Oh, God.
David wasn't injured in the evening, as
Oh,
they previously
God.
thought.
Oh,
He was
no.
actually injured hours earlier,
Oh my God.
sometime in the morning.
What the fuck?
So how did all the blood get everywhere in the room?
Yeah, what the fuck, man?
Because when I was dragging him to his bed.
So you dragged him to the bed?
Mm-hmm. Well, I actually carried him.
Okay. To what bed?
To my brother's bed.
The bottom bunk?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you carried him to the bottom bunk, and where was he bleeding from?
From his nose.
Anywhere
Oh
else?
my God.
Like his mouth.
His mouth was bleeding?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did you call your mom as soon as it happened? Or did you just wait for her to come?
As soon as it happened, I realized what I'd done.
When Bianella returned home that morning, she
Christ.
found
I
David
can't
bleeding
get
from both
over-
nostrils.
I can't
After
get
she
over
cleaned
it's
his
a
face, she
2-year-old
loaded her
man.
children into the
Like, bro.
car. David remained unconscious as she dropped the others off at school.
Oh my
Instead of heading
God.
to the hospital, she then returned to her apartment.
Bro, what
where
the
David
fuck?
lay unresponsive for the
Okay,
entire
I take it
day.
back. I'm mad at
But
the
this
mom.
was
You don't
just
have
the
a reason
beginning
for
of
that.
David's
You do
torment.
not have a
From
fucking
here,
reason
the
for
story
that.
takes an even more
Like,
disturbing
what the fuck?
turn.
And so
As
you
the
picked him up?
adults, you have to realize
I
you go
carried
to
him
the
and I
fucking
put
house.
him
You
in the
call
bed.
911.
How'd
You
you
don't
carry
even
him?
take
You
him
carry
in the
him
car.
like this?
You don't
Or how'd
move
you
Yeah,
his body
like-
because he's
like
severely
normal, like
injured.
this.
Are you carrying him
Oh
over your
my
shoulder?
God.
You'd probably have blood on your shirt if that was that shirt, huh? Because he was bleeding out of his nose?
What?
And you
What are
carried him over
what
your
are
shoulder,
ta-
right?
Huh? Wait, no, hold
So it
up.
wasn't
What the
that shirt,
fuck are
was
you?
it?
What did you see?
It's just the
What do you
beginning of
mean?
David's torment. From here, the story
That?
takes an
Are you talking about that? Brother, man. If you don't know what the fuck that is. Brother, is it this? I know you're 20 seconds behind. No, it's not. That is a doll leg. That is a fucking doll leg. I know. I've ripped apart enough fucking Barbies as a child. That is a doll leg. That is the joint that connects to their fucking hips.
even more disturbing turn.
Stop.
So you picked
Stop
him up?
being extra weird.
I carried him and I put him in the bed.
How'd you carry him? Did you carry him like this? Or how'd you
Yeah, like
What the hell?
Are you carrying him
Well,
over
they're
your
easy
shoulder?
to usually tear apart,
You
and that's what the
probably
top
have-
of the legs
You'd
look
probably
like.
have blood on your shirt if that was that shirt, huh?
You're
Because he
welcome.
was bleeding out of his nose? And you carried him over your shoulder, right? So it wasn't that shirt, was it?
I'm not sure how I carried him. But I know I carried him by my shoulder or like in front of me.
Okay. So you just carried him right away to the bed?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you did?
Like, fast. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then after you got him on the bed, what did you do?
I thought about what I did.
After dropping the children at school and returning home, and while David was grievously injured and clinging to life,
No, don't bring skeleton into this.
At 10:54 a.m., she searched the phrase, "when someone gets knocked out," followed by "how to wake someone from a concussion." By 2:15 p.m., she was looking up when you're unconscious for hours. In between searches, she added money to her phone plan.
It seems
searched
like
for screensavers, logged onto
my
YouTube,
God. Like, it
and
seems like she
downloaded
was
music. Allegedly, she even made time to look up celebrity gossip.
God.
Nobody else touched him or
Some
hurt him?
people should just not have kids. She was put in a bad position.
You feel
to begin
better
with, but I
about
just feel like
telling me what
kids
happened?
maybe not a good idea for her, man.
You don't feel better?
Because as an adult, you should know
Was that the
to
truth,
immediately
what you
call
told me?
911 and or rush
This
your
time?
ass to the hospital. In that situation, you
What do you think
definitely
your
call
mom's gonna
911
say?
because you have a 2-year-old actively like bleeding and battered.
gonna
You
be
don't want to
upset for
move their
everybody.
body because
She'll
you
be
don't know
upset for
how
you, too.
fucking injured they are.
The investigator asked Christian one last time if he alone hurt David, perhaps in an attempt to resolve any lingering suspicions she may have. And rightly so. Up until now, Bianella hasn't had the greatest track record for honesty, but the detective would soon find the most disturbing details of David's story had yet to be revealed.
Oh God, what?
Did you know
How
what
does
you
it
did
get
was wrong?
worse?
Mm-hmm.
How did you?
This is already
I
fucked.
felt bad because then I realized what I actually done. Because I wasn't really thinking about what I was doing when I pushed him. I was just thinking about my stepdad.
Okay. And then when you realized what you'd done and you said you felt bad, what did you feel bad about? Because
About what I did and what was going to happen later.
to him or to you?
To him. I wasn't worried about me.
You were at some point though, 'cause that's why you lied, right?
Well, I was a little worried.
Did your mom tell you to say anything different when?
I like to, but she didn't know it was me that did it.
Right.
While there's at least one documented case of such violence that Bianella agrees to, other sources suggest that Christian may have endured his stepfather's alleged violence
Jesus
for as
Christ.
long as 5 years.
So yeah, he was a fucking.
Cassie,
That's fucked, dog. So he was a victim of domestic abuse for probably 5 years as a small child. He then witnessed his stepfather, what the fuck ever, his father figure, end his life. Like, what? What? His mom was probably stressed out because of the position she was in, being a single mother and having to deal with all the extra shit happening, which probably put some extra weight on him. He had to watch his siblings. He needed therapy. He needed so much therapy. Like, yes, he did the thing, and that's horrible. And I don't know how this gets worse because the narrator is scaring me because they're like, yeah, it's gonna get worse, and I'm like, how does it get worse from here? But I'm not saying that that's excuses for what he did. I'm just saying this could have been avoided. This so easily could have been avoided. Like, brother.
Authorities
Or
are
maybe
left
not
to
even necessarily avoided. You could still have had some minor injuries happen because the child has anger issues, but it wouldn't have gotten to this point.
Bianella with the awful truth.
This wasn't an accident. Christian did it.
What do you? How did he do it?
He got mad at her. And
I love how they're censoring his name, but they're just putting it in the subtitles.
by the head and smacked twice into the bookshelf.
Did he cry?
Yeah,
First time. And then you pushed him
Jesus
again.
Christ.
I didn't stop crying.
And he said the first time he hit it, he was crying, and the second time he did it, out and unconscious. And that's when he carried to the bed, and that's when he knew that he did something really bad. And
So is she gonna?
And he said he lied.
Is she gonna admit that it happened way earlier in the day? Because again, right now, at least as of now, we're supposed to be under the impression that people just think it happened in the evening, including the mom and everyone, that she stumbled across the fucking body in the evening, and that's when it happened.
To you about it. So I know you didn't know. I know you didn't know.
Anything else you want to tell me about tonight? Or is that all I need to tell the doctors?
If he hasn't woken up?
He's still sleeping. His brain started swelling.
Like bigger or smaller?
Bigger.
Bigger? So it touches his brain?
Yes. I guess when his head hit the shell, it caused some swelling, I think.
Without knowing it, Cristian makes an important revelation about his ability to comprehend what's happening. The average 12-year-old would likely understand the concept of swelling, but Cristian asked the detective to explain what it means.
Yeah,
this
that is
request
kind of
is a potential
funky.
red flag for Cristian being cognitively
As a 12-year-old, I
behind
would
his
know
peers.
what the word swelling meant.
And the doctor say if he was gonna make it?
They said that they're hoping that he's gonna wake up.
And if he doesn't wake up, that means that he hasn't made he didn't make it?
Yeah, if he doesn't wake up, that means he doesn't make it.
But as soon as the detective leaves Cristian alone, he says something horrid.
Oh, what the fuck? No.
David has to push twice.
What the fuck? What the fuck,
So
man?
He just got mad
What
tonight
the
and
fuck?
he snapped. And now the unthinkable is the outcome of the situation. But I didn't tell him what the doctors told you.
According to hospital staff and police reports, David was only alive because he was on life support requiring a ventilator to breathe.
Well, that's
His
not
injuries were
great.
both extensive and horrific. His neck rested inside a protective brace. His skull was fractured, and his nose was broken and bloody.
suffered, man.
His
That's
right
some
forearm was
fucking
injured
shit
and
right
possibly
there.
fractured.
This is
David had
after
swelling and
he had
redness
already
in
gone
both
through
eyes,
a
with a
double
bruise
fracture on
under
his
his left
legs.
eye.
Like,
He had a
that's-
contusion on his right hip,
That's
a
fucked up. That's
hematoma above his
abuse.
right ear, and a bruise on the right side of his forehead. Hopeful that they may squeeze out any more lingering details, detectives encouraged Bianella to talk with Cristian.
Oh, no.
At
Is he
first,
gonna
she
fucking
refused, but they eventually convince her to see him.
Cristian. Hey, buddy. I know you're tired, sweetie. You alright? Your mama wants to talk to you. You okay? A little wobbly? I know it's late, baby. If you could talk English, it'd be better. Okay.
What did you do?
Jeez. And like, I don't think it's fair to a certain degree to like have that attitude towards the child as the adult in the situation, because it's rational to be upset that he did a thing that, yeah, that's definitely rational. But at the same time, he wouldn't have reacted the way that he did if you didn't, like, if you didn't, he needed help. Motherfucker, she should have seeked out help for him. Whether it be therapy, whether it be whatever. Like, there's no way she didn't know that he was getting beat up by his stepfather. And there's no way that she didn't know that he was present when he ended himself. There's no goddamn way. So, you putting more blame on him, I don't think is solving anything. If anything, I think it's compounding part of the issue. That, I don't know, that pisses me off a little bit.
What did you do? Tell me what happened.
What the show?
Didn't you think that was gonna hurt? Why would you do something like that?
Like that, I don't like that. I'm sorry. I get that she's like somewhat grieving at this point, but
After Bianella
a huge
sent her
chunk
son
of that
away,
is your fault.
police find one
Like,
final bombshell
a
to
huge
unearth.
chunk of that's your
Bianella's
fault.
search
How
records
dare
show
you
that
be like,
finally
no,
at
I need you to be
3:07
gone. I can't
p.m.,
look at you.
hours
What?
after the head injury, she looked up the hospital where she would later bring David.
Jesus
After she picked her
Christ.
other 3 children up from school,
So it happened around,
presumably
it's
with
happened
David in
before
tow,
10 a.m.
she
or
returned to her
around 10
apartment
a.m.?
once again.
Oh my God.
David didn't arrive at the hospital until 5:30 p.m.
Oh my
A full
God.
8 hours after his
Like, I
devastating
feel like he
injury.
probably would
To
have
make
been in a
matters
better
worse,
fucking
police were unable to
situation at the
confirm that
hospital
she
if
was
he was
ever
brought
at a
immediately.
Wachovia ATM that morning during the incident. Reports indicate no record of any account activity. Overwhelmed by the events of the night, his mother's reaction, and perhaps after fully realizing the consequences of his actions, Cristian finally begins to crack.
What the fuck? Oh, like, yeah, he did something horrible, but he needs help. He should have had help. Like, seeing him by himself in this room
On
is
March
fucked
16th,
up.
2011, 2 days after his injuries were sustained, doctors made the difficult decision to remove David from life support. His injuries were far too severe for him.
I actually genuinely do wonder if he would have had a far better recovery chance if he was immediately taken to the hospital. Because that's 5 hours is such a goddamn difference.
To ever recover. After conducting an autopsy, it was ruled his death was a homicide caused by blunt force trauma to the head.
Didn't slip and
Even more devastating is the fact that if Bianella sought medical attention for David at the time of the incident, he might still be alive.
This
today.
is why we call 911. If someone is in grave medical danger in the U.S., you call 911. It's the only time you call 911, bitch. Any other time, if they're cohesive or if they can talk to you, if they're not like actively bleeding, then you could like have a discussion, maybe seek other like sources of treatment. Motherfucker, if you are out and bleeding and like head is bad, you call 911.
Cristian was arrested immediately after his questioning.
Like that, I hope she actually genuinely that guilt never leaves her. Because she is the adult in that situation. She made that decision. She can't blame her fucking son for that. There's a lot she could rationalize and blame her son, even though it's mostly her fault. But you cannot blame him for that. You made that decision.
Stand up for me.
That's gotta suck for everyone involved. No one wants to fucking handcuff a kid. Like, this is a 12-year-old, bro. And I'm sure a chunk of those cops and detectives have children, you know? It's a tragic
situation. In Florida, minors are generally handled in the juvenile system. However, Florida does not have a minimum statutory age for filing charges against a child of any age for a capital offense, meaning those punishable by death or life in prison. Due to this, though Cristian was only 12 at the time of the crime, he was charged as an adult, becoming the youngest person in DeVal County, Florida to be indicted for first-degree murder. Bianella's arrest followed just 2 weeks later. She pleaded guilty to aggravated manslaughter and was sentenced to 10 years in prison.
Like, I think it's a shame she didn't get more.
The judge credited her with the 2 years, 4 months she already served in jail and suspended the rest of the sentence to probation. She was also ordered to spend 90 days in the
medical professional said there's a much larger chance that child, the 2-year-old, would have survived if she did the adult thing and went to the hospital or called 911. I feel like she should be held way more accountable than she was. And yes, she's grieving, and yes, she's going through shit. I don't care. I'm sorry. You decided to have these kids, and you decided to not do the right thing.
House domestic violence shelter, and then 2 years at a halfway house. Cristian's case received a lot of public attention, including letters to the judge supporting him. One letter requested that he be tried as a juvenile and included a petition with almost 9,000 signatures from across the world.
Apparently in Florida, you can have minors fucking interrogated like overnight, because this took over the span of literally an entire evening, being in an interrogation room, which most adults aren't prepared for. I cannot fucking state that enough. I don't think it's fair that that's a thing to begin with, but to do that and also be in a state that juveniles can be tried as adults, that's fucked up. That's actually fucked up. You are robbing them of their entire lives. Yes, he should pay for what he did. I don't think he should pay with his entire life. I don't think that's what his brother would have wanted. And yes, his brother is the victim, but I don't think that's what his brother would have wanted. Punishment definitely has to happen, but I think that's too much. He's still 12. Like, end of the day, he is still 12. And in this situation, it's very sad because you can tell just from what's been said that this wouldn't have happened if he was given the right care when he was younger, if he was taken into therapy, if he was talked to more, if things happened in a different way, this wouldn't have happened.
Cristian received a plea deal for the lesser charges of aggravated battery and manslaughter. He served 7 years total in a juvenile detention facility and was released on his 19th birthday in 2018.
I think as long as he has like mandated
his probation
therapy
was officially
or something,
terminated in May
then
of 2023.
I would agree with that.
Following his release, and according to his Instagram, Cristian now works at a barber shop.
There we go. See, I think that's fair. I think that's way more fair than like a hefty sentence. Because again, I feel like you definitely need to get punished. But in his case specifically, I feel like a bunch of the blame does lie on the mom. Like, that wasn't, you know? I feel like there's a lot of buildup there where the mom could have done better. And that fucking coupled with the fact that she waited more than 5 hours to take her fucking 2-year-old that was battered, unconscious, and bleeding to the hospital? Huh? Like, that's fucked. That is so fucked. What the hell? Yeah, the fact that she said, and I think we should speak in English kills me, because you're telling me you couldn't, you're telling me that I feel like it'd be better if they spoke in whatever their natural, like whatever language they normally speak in, and then you could just get a fucking translator. You can get someone who can translate that shit. Like, what? Huh? Wouldn't it be more comfortable for the actual dialogue to happen more natural, less forced, if they were speaking whatever they normally speak? Jesus Christ. Again, hopefully, I'm hoping throughout the court process, because he was a juvenile, although I don't know how it works in Florida, I'm hoping throughout the court process and the actual sentencing and the time that he spent, I'm hoping he went through some type of therapy. I'm hoping he actually did. And I'm hoping as an adult, he is still either seeking therapy or is on certain meds, because he might need them. And there's nothing wrong with that. But, like, that's the biggest thing, is, like, in this situation, I feel like he just needed... That's why it still pisses me off, the fact that she just sent him away after the initial, like, them talking, where she was just like, go away, I can't look at you right now. It's like, bitch, this is on you, too. This is almost equally, if not more, on you. Not only did you give birth to these fucking individuals, but you also knew that negative shit was happening between the two of them, that your son definitely had some type of trauma or anger issues or both because of shit that he went through as a victim himself. And yeah, no, not okay. Absolutely not okay. Oh, I hate that. I hate that so much. I've never heard of this case, and I'm kind of glad I've never heard of this case, because that actually pissed me off. That actually kind of fucking messed with me, man. I don't like that. Fuck that shit. Oh my god. I don't want to do this. Mute this so Twitch don't get mad. Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. Where is Obama Prism? Where's Obama Prism? Yeah. Yeah, Obama Prism. Is it actually playing? It isn't. God damn it! Why does it do this when I have audio issues? I don't know why it's not doing it. Oh, there you go. Is it doing it? No. There you go. There we go. We have Obama Prism. That was definitely an experience, though. Well, I was able to we were able to look at some cases and stuff and talk, and I was able to eat food, and Moon and I was looking for the word. Moon and I wrapped my mom's presents for tomorrow, so that's epic. I got all the stuff done I wanted to get done. Let's go. Let's go. I don't have any strict plans for streaming tomorrow and the next day. Sure. I guess. I don't have any strict plans for tomorrow. No, it started midway through the song. This is cursed. Nah, Avengers, bitch. I want to listen to Avengers, bitch, on kazoo. Like a cultured individual. Thank you. Good Lord, what was I? Oh yeah, I don't have any plans for streaming, like strict plans for streaming. Come tomorrow and the following day. I'm calling in tomorrow. I've saved up 10 plus hours, well, a little over 10 hours of PPTO. So I'm going to be using 8 hours of that tomorrow. Yeah, so I can watch the first showing, one of the first showings of the movie with my mom. Like I said, my plan is to wake up, surprise my mom with a shirt I got that goes with the movie. I got myself the same shirt, so we're going to be wearing matching shirts. A part of her gift that I got that was supposed to be a different type of thing, but it ended up being a different one, and that different one is the same one she has, so I'm hoping she doesn't get offended by it. My thought process is she can have one in the box and the other she can pull out and assemble, and it can be wherever. Cause she does like collecting stuff. And then surprise her with her gifts either after or around breakfast, and then wait for Deadpool and then go see Deadpool. What I'm probably going to do if I do any gaming tomorrow is I'm probably going to do Fortnite before I leave to see Deadpool. It won't be streaming, it would just be playing it. And then in the evening I might pop on and play either Baldur's Gate. I'm not going to do Baldur's Gate. In the evening I might pop on and play some Fallout 4. Nice. Nice, zombie. Day after tomorrow, I'm actually off. Like, I don't have to call in. Don't have to. I wouldn't be able to anyway. I'm already off that day. I'm scheduled off. So, day after tomorrow, I'm probably going to be playing Baldur's Gate for a huge chunk of the day. I'm probably going to go ahead and do that probably around between 2 and 4. I'm going to say probably between 2 and 3. I'll go ahead and I'll post in the Discord exactly when, the day of probably. But that was my thought process. So we'll have a smaller Fallout stream tomorrow evening, hopefully, if everything goes the way I want it to go. When I say evening, probably between 6 to 7, maybe veering on 8. I don't know. Depends on how long the movie takes, depends on how long it takes to get back here and what else is going on. And then the following day, probably between 2 and 3, I'll go ahead and hop on and we'll go ahead and just lounge on Baldur's Gate 3 for a few hours. I kind of want to just dedicate like a decent amount of time to that game without any issues. And that will give me time earlier today to like pre-boot up the game and make sure everything's working and there's no updates or anything stupid like last stream where yeah, epic. The rest of this week is pretty normal. I only have tomorrow off because I'm calling in. So, yeah. The first week of August is funky because I requested certain days off, and my schedule was, I guess, already going to be weird because of the lack of coworkers and other coworkers requesting days and stuff. So, yeah, the first week of August, I have, like, almost every other day off, and then I have the 5th, either the 5th and the 6th or the 6th and the 7th. My birthday's on the 6th, though. I don't know. That's fucking nuts. What? That would take years for me to save up. Like, actual years for me to save up with me not using any PTO or PPTO. How the fuck? How? Bro, what fucking company do you work for? I need to know. What the fuck? Like, that is so fucked. That's awesome, but Jesus Christ. Oh my god. I think I stated before, but my plan is either the first or second week of the month, I will be purchasing the VR headset and controllers and base, and then waiting for it to get here. So my goal is to order it within August and see when it gets here, because I don't know how long shipping and stuff's going to be. What the fuck? That's nuts to me. That's absolutely fucking batshit. Yeah, the company I work for is just ass. I don't know, man. I don't know anymore. It could be worse. It could always be worse. And I'm grateful to have a job, but Jesus Christ. I'm sitting here like, yes, if I don't use any PPTO for like 2 months, I'll have enough to call in for a single day. Like, what? And that's full time. That's at least 40 hours, if not more, because I do overtime when they allow and when I can actually, like, physically do it. Oh my god. I can't. I cannot. I cannot. I can't. I don't have any more plans for tonight. What I'm probably going to do is cut stream, set up VOD, stretch my bones, take a shower just because I should probably take a shower, and throw in laundry. Definitely throw in laundry. I work in the smallest apartment in my building, so it's pretty chill, and HR is easy to do. What the fuck? That's still wild, bro. I'm sorry. That's wild as hell. Bro. I kind of wish I worked evenings at my work. It would be overnight stalking. But I can't feasibly do that with the situation that I live in currently. Like, I don't feel comfortable with how I would get home, specifically. I don't feel fully safe because of where we live and what my options are. And it would fuck up everyone else in the house. Jesus. Yeah, well. Yeah. If I worked overnights, though, I would earn an extra, I think, $1 and some change or $2 an hour, which is kind of tempting, but at the same time, it's just not feasible with my schedule. I've looked around at other places locally, and honestly, the job that I have right now is one of the better paying positions. It's just above minimum wage, but it's still one of the better paying positions. Yeah, part of me is tempted to look into maybe getting a second part-time job, but if I do that, then I would have no time to do anything fun. It would literally just be me going from one job to another, and I don't know. I would like to avoid that for as long as possible, just because that will kill my soul. I will break after a few years of that. I will. It is what it is, and we have to do what we have to do to survive, but Jesus Christ, I'm a weak bitch. I am a weak-ass motherfucker, okay? To be fair, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that I want, but I don't ever usually go out of my way to get stuff unless I save up specifically for a thing, so, like, I don't know. I feel like I'm pretty low maintenance overall when it comes to any of that. Most of my money goes towards household stuff, bills, and emergency stuff for the house. Like, oh yeah, furnace that costs an extra fucking... Or hot water heater that costs an extra fucking $1,000. Yay! But yeah, for my birthday, I don't have any plans. I'm probably just gonna lazy stream because, again, I don't really have any plans. Part of me is tempted to look at, like, local piercing parlors and maybe get a piercing I want to get, but I don't know because money and... I don't know. When I have free time, I like to just chill at home because, honestly, it's the least amount of drama. I'm comfortable and it keeps me busy and happy. You know? You know? We'll see what happens. I don't think I'm going to post a schedule, but I don't have any, like, strict plans for that day. I feel like it'll probably just be lazy streaming. Oh my god. I don't think I'm gonna raid out. I think I'm just gonna bow out peacefully. Oh my god. Today work was just... I'm really the only person here. I know. Hypnotic abandoned me. I know. I'm aware. I'm boring. Yeah. Sounds about right. Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm excited for tomorrow. I'll probably be in the Discord randomly just because exciting shit. And it'll probably be after going to the movies that I'll go ahead and I'll start to stream. I'll try to give some type of heads up in the Discord and on Twitter like I try to. Ahead of time so you guys know what's going on. But yeah, tomorrow will probably just be Fallout. I don't know. I'm tempted to do a couple of Fallout streams when I know Hypnotic's going to be at work just because I feel like it'll help with the lack of fucking spam that I get. That shit is not fun after a certain amount of time. Like, I love crowd control, but God, I hate crowd control sometimes. Because what the fuck? My boy get too excited. Let's see. I'm still trying to upload fucking VODs to the YouTube channel. It's taking forever because there's such a backlog, but eventually we will get there. I'm hoping within the next 30 days I'll get it finally fully updated and everything will be posted. And then I'm not going to let it drop. I don't care if it means that I'm going to, like, be upset. It's not happening. I'm going to keep it up because this is pissing me off. I let the ball drop because of, like, mental health and other things, and then I get pissed off, and then I have to fucking work extra hard to build shit back up to where it should just be standard-wise. No more! No more, bitch! Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. I'm listening to the dream music. Yeah, boy. Alrighty. I'm gonna go ahead and cut the stream here. But yeah, that's my lazy kind of plans for the next couple days. Wake up in the morning, surprise mom with a thing, play Fortnite, go to movie, get home, possibly like order in food. I don't know what the full dinner plans are for tomorrow. And then play some Fallout as long as I don't have a headache, and probably babble. And I probably won't. It'll be spoiler free talk about the movie if I do talk about the movie. Aww. 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 And then, Friday I have the full day off, so Friday, midway through the day, I'll go ahead and play some Baldur's Gate 3 because I really want to. I do love the vibes of the game, and I feel like I'm sucking ass at the game, but I do love the actual game. I need to get used to the gameplay mechanics and stuff. It's been so long since I played a game that's actually, like, set up the way Baldur's Gate 3 is set up, but I'm really vibing with it. I kind of wish I knew more of the lore, because there were obviously other Baldur's Gate games before this. Part of me wants to, like, try to find a recap video or a lore video just so I can be kind of caught up on stuff, but I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens with that. I've been playing Arkham Knight again, but as Homelander. Yo, it's actually awesome. Yo, Arkham Knight is the one that I didn't play. Oh my fucking god, I should not be this tired. Oh, also, I haven't been drinking any energy drinks. Today I caved and I drank an energy drink. I've been drinking, like, very minimal soda and or energy drinks. Arkham Knight, I'm trying to remember. Isn't that the one that I started? I already have it. Drink a new monster. Not epic. I had Rehab T plus lemonade because I love that one. Yeah, I think I started playing it. I need to actually play it. It's called Ruby. Ooh, I've seen that. Was it good? What are the actual flavors in it? Maybe I should play Batman Arkham Knight sometime soon. There's so many games I have that I haven't played. Ah, fair enough. Ultra Paradise. I need to give Ultra Paradise a shot again. I tried it like forever ago. I forget that it exists until I stream and then you remind me and it's like, fuck! And my work doesn't have all the flavors. I kind of have a love-hate relationship with how Monster advertises and is, like, stocked in the US. Because I feel like certain stores have certain flavors, other stores don't have certain flavors. And I hate that. I would rather just across the board be like, these are the options. This is what's available. And it very much feels like that's not the case at all. Which is annoying. Like, I know motherfuckers that go to different stores specifically just for energy drink reasons. And I think that's crazy. Oh, black one. What is it called? Wait, now I'm curious. What? What is it called? Ultra black? Is that what it's called? Holy fuck, that is actually expensive. Well, that's not too bad. What? Dude, it looks metal as hell. Does it have like a description of like what it tastes like? I hate that like package information can. I think it's called Ultra Black. I think that's what you're looking at. There's no actual like there's no like hint at what the flavor is. I kind of hate that. What? I've never seen this on the shelf. Like, I've deadass never seen this before. Because I would have tried it. Because it looks metal. And it's 0 sugar. So, like, does this have a description? I'm very fucking curious now. You can't just tease me with this and not actually. Brother. Yeah, but that's what I mean. There's no fucking description as to what it... I'm very curious. I'm gonna have to like look this up on my off time and actually... I need to know, man. I need to know now. You can't just not tell me, you know? I love how it says, though, it has, like, all of the flavor. And I'm like, the flavor of what? The void? Huh? Black cherries. I think it's black cherries. Unleash the Ultra Beast. Just about 300 miles north of Chicago, nestled in the eastern shore of Lake Michigan, there is the cherry capital of the world, Traverse City. Long, warm summer days and cool nights cause the black cherries to ripen right around. So I'm assuming cherry or cherries involved in it, which makes sense because the colors on it are actually, it's like 90% black or like 90-something% black, a little bit of silver, and a little bit of red. So that would make sense. Dude, if it's actually cherry, that would fucking hit. I love cherry flavored things. Drinks especially, I usually love cherry flavored. It depends on how fake cherry it tastes like. Because there's like good cherry flavor, and then there's the cherry flavor that makes me think of fucking cough meds and shit. That's cool though. I'm definitely gonna have to like eventually cave and get something to try. I would love to get a few random foods to try that are like flavors that I can't get locally. I've never had cherry Pop-Tarts. I don't know. They're not vegan. I don't know. I usually like cherry flavored stuff. There's only a few instances, and it's usually candy that I don't like the flavor cherry, and it's usually because, again, it tastes like really, really fake cherry. It really makes me like have fucking flashbacks to when I was like 4 and had to take meds. Be like, no, I don't want. Alright, I gotta cut the stream, or I'm never gonna cut the stream. I gotta stretch my legs, throw in laundry, hit up family members, make sure everyone's cool, and take a shower eventually. I'll go ahead and set up the VOD before I go to bed as well. So that will happen. But yeah, this has been nice. It's been exactly what I wanted. The last case pissed me off so much. I think the first video was probably better, in my opinion, than the second one. Because the second one made me very fucking angry. Because that motherfucker should not have had a child. Multiple children. Spawned multiple children. Hell no, dog. This is why I feel like there should be a license or something if you're gonna have kids. Some motherfuckers are just so goddamn irresponsible. I'm sorry. Like, I've seen enough fucking true crime cases that involve children. It's dumb as fuck. But yeah, I'll keep you guys updated in the Discord as to what's going on. I'll probably be streaming tomorrow evening. It'll probably be Fallout 4 as long as I'm not having any other issues or so anything else is going on. And the following day it's gonna be Baldur's Gate unless I wake up and I just don't want to play Baldur's Gate. Because right now I want to play Baldur's Gate. I have for the last like 48 hours. So yeah. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for lurking. Thank you for being here. Zombie, I hope work isn't too bad. I hope it's not too horrible. I hope you have a good evening. Rest of your day, rest of your shift, whatever. Rest of your time at work. Till next stream, friends. Goodbye.